Hey there, kids. It's me, Oni the Unicorn. And I'm here to tell you that f***ing your dreams ain't cheap. In fact, it costs a ton of cash to do. So that's why me and the Oh No Radio Show need your help. Just go to the website displayed below and hit us up with some cash, yo. $1, $5, $1 million if you have it to spare. Any amount is appreciated. Well, I gotta go because these dreams ain't gonna fuck themselves. See ya!
No.
No! God, please, no!
Oh no.
Oh no!
Oh no.
Oh no!
Oh no. Oh hell no.
You are listening to the Oh No Radio Show.
Eat a bag of dicks.
What do you guys know about Portuguese moonshine? Let's talk about it. Oh, no, baby. That is right. It is a beautiful night because your captain has finally come back to town after a much-needed vacation, oh my God, because I tell you what, life is just, I think I need another one already. But yeah, you know, after all these guys just ruining the whole Odo radio show, after a couple of weeks of them just being rampantly disrespectful to me and the whole product in general. You're welcome. I'm back. Everything will be back to normal. We'll have a good show that maybe lasts longer than 40 minutes.
That's Zoom's fault.
Well, it's your budget. It's your wallet's fault because you can pay a couple bucks a month to not have that do that. Anyway, I am back. My name is Owen. I am your captain and the captain of this shit ship, and I have been away for quite some time. With me tonight, my good friend Mikey B. He's in studio with me.
Hey,
Yeah.
interim captain.
Yeah, okay. And of course,
Disrespect.
and
The
of course,
disrespect.
and of course, Ty from the Great White North.
Look at you. You look like one of those English people that has been in the sun too much for a while.
I have definitely received a bit of a tan, if you call it that.
Right.
Not on his arms. It looks like he wore a rash guard for 4 weeks.
Yeah. Well, you know, I wasn't able to wear my cutoffs.
Couldn't
as
have the
much,
guns
you know?
out,
Couldn't
yeah?
have the guns out. They would be scared in Portugal. Like, I can't just be walking around like.
There's a pasty white man with his sleeves cut off. He's walking around the square.
So either way, it is seriously, guys, you did actually do a pretty damn decent job of holding down the fort while I was gone. Thank you very much.
And thank you, Matthew.
Thank you, Matthew, for also stepping in. I heard what he was saying, though, on how he was like the new Owen 2.0, the better version of Owen.
Bro, he was considerate.
Was he better than me? Was he better than me? Was he better?
I don't think he berated me.
No?
Even one time through
What?
the whole show.
Well, he's not very good then, is he? Like, get the fuck out of here.
That was it was kind of nice for a moment.
No, give me my pen back. I need that. Thank you. Anyway,
We did have a great time. It was
a
Yeah.
lot
fun
of
to
fun.
do the show with Matthew.
was it
but-
more? You had more fun without him.
No,
Without me.
I miss our little bit of discourse that we always had. I
Okay.
enjoy that.
It was
Yeah.
different fun.
Okay.
Different fun.
I don't believe any of you in what you're saying. I think that you want to replace me with him, and that that's fine.
Ty, he's
Yeah.
really gonna be mad when he sees the secret Matthews the Captain Facebook page we
Oh
started.
God, the real captain. Matthew's the real captain.
Stop the steal. The real captain was here.
Oh jeez. Okay.
Did you see him dressed up? Did you get to
I
see
did.
that?
I did. He looked
Oh,
good.
Owen 2.0 looked
I mistaken for a second.
He's a better looking version of me. I'll give him that.
He did give us a little
Yeah,
gun
he's
flex.
got guns. He's got guns.
Oh,
yeah,
buddy.
He's got
That was Owen 2.0 right there. I
Yeah.
was like, that's Owen if he was on a little bit of the juice.
Yeah, I need to juice up. I've been talking about
You
doing
could
it.
do a cycle?
I'm gonna do a cycle. Maybe get some creatine in me. Maybe
Bro, start banging it out.
Yeah.
I mean, by that, I mean,
Jared
drink
got
bang.
tracksuits.
and pussies. Like,
Well,
I'm gonna,
yeah, I
you
mean-
know, just that comes with the territory.
Once
I'm
you start
gonna
drinking bang, you will start banging
bang
it out.
Yeah, that's what I'm. Yeah, a lot of pre-workout. Like,
Bro, you'll have the jitters. You'll need to fuck something.
I'll snort the pre-workout.
Oh, that's
I'll-
how you get it in.
That's how you really get it going.
Or
Is-
you get a nosebleed. I'm not sure.
One of the two.
I think if you get the nosebleed, it means it's really working.
So speaking about my travels and speaking about my tan, I have, of course, been away for about a month. I was in Portugal and did a short, vacation within a vacation to Amsterdam. And
Vacation inception.
Yeah. I gotta take a vacation from your vacation, and then I will actually need a vacation now that I'm back. I need a vacation because it was been so stressful vacationing. I think I need another vacation, but that's something
how
I gotta
do-
plan.
That's how I felt after my cruise.
Yeah,
Because it was just so stressful.
oh,
Like there was
so much.
There was so much like weight on like me and Janine like finding things to do the whole time. I'm like,
Ugh.
I can't just relax.
No, that's what I need. That's what I need. So I'm gonna probably do like a staycation next time and just take some time off work to, really, get better.
This
But,
shit.
but anyway, my tan and my exposure to the sun is a direct recipient of Portugal, because Portugal is one of these places very few of them left in the world. There's like no pollution. And their weather is such that there's not many clouds in the sky. So it is full black. When you see like your UV index and all that, it's not something we really pay attention to. But that UV index was always just like 110, like fucking whatever it was. Like it was, and
Full blast.
full blast. Crazy scenario. Like every time that you walk out into the sun and into the heat, it can be 73 degrees. You walk out there, you're like, holy shit, you're burning alive. And then you walk back into the sun and you're like, oh, okay. Or in the shade rather, and you're like, oh, I'm chilly. Like if I spend too much time in the shade. So like honestly, the weather couldn't have been better, right? Like it was immaculate. And that's what they're famous for. It's always windy too. So you're getting that like, that breezy,
Ooh, hot wind.
hot
Oh,
breeze,
nice.
but,
Hot
hot
breeze.
breeze off the. But no, it's like you get a lot of cold
Sea breeze.
breezes, sea
I mean,
breeze. A lot
yeah.
of sea breeze in action. So I was weathered, man. My skin was salty,
Salt-kissed.
salt kissed, and my hair was that like salty,
Briny.
Yeah.
Like fullness.
Yeah, it felt great. Like I kind of want to be that person now. I want to die on a beach.
Oh, Portugal Owen?
Yeah, I'm just gonna be
You're
calm.
going to give up the mountains and the hikes and the trek.
Well, they got the mountains there too. That's the thing.
so you
because
can be Portuguese mountain Owen.
yeah, well, I'd be doing a bit of both. I'd be seafaring in the day and mountaining at night. I mean, there's
You can do that because it's only like 2 hours across
not
the
even
whole fucking country,
It's like
right?
15 minutes away. You can get from the beach to the mountains. Like it's
That one road, it's straight.
Yeah, dude. That's
fucking incline.
actually very curvy. Very, very, very curvy. I did enjoy Portugal, and we flew out. Fuck you, American Airlines. American Airlines was shit the whole time. I want my money back. They were awful.
Dog water.
They were awful. I'm going to be quite frank with you. They delayed our trip by a whole entire day. by basically having our original flight from Orlando to Philly, which was then the Philly connection over to Lisbon. Our flight was delayed 6 hours. So we were never going to pick up that, connecting flight. There's only one flight a day. So we said, fuck that. We'll try again the following day. American Airlines was then like, yeah, but we can't do that. So we got to put like an extra stop in your way on when you do fly out. So now we're going to have you go from Orlando to Charlotte to Philly to Lisbon. So traveling over there, pretty fucking ruthless, Like by the time that we actually landed, we were close to, I think about 18 hours of travel. And then we had to hop on a bus and a coach, and that took us another 4 hours to get down to where my parents lived, where we were staying. So needless to say, I was in the best of moods when we got there. I changed. I was in jeans and a long sleeve shirt, as I like to do when I travel, and that instantly, I was just like, my parents wanted to go like straight out to dinner. I'm like, after picking us up and everything, I'm like, nah, fuck this. I gotta change. I did some stripping down in parking lots, and I was just like, fuck it, like I'm gonna get clean, and I'm gonna put on. And oh man, that first time when I put on the pair of shorts and I put on my flippy flops instead of been wearing those shoes for that long, I was like a new man. I was like a new man, Mike.
Back to Florida, Owen.
Yes, instantly, basically, it took, about 18, 24 hours, something like that. And then, back to that. And got a nice Strongbow cider at a, of course, first place we stop is a British pub. Gotta make sure that when you're in Portugal, you gotta make sure that you stop at stop there. And then we did that. And I spent a lot of time with my parents, and there's plenty more. Trust me, there's plenty more Portugal stories that will come over time. Then, of course, we ended up going to Amsterdam, and we spent some time there.
How long were you Portugaling before you went to Amsterdam?
Just a little over a week. So I think it was about 7-8 days, something like that. So about eight, maybe 9. I can't remember. But then we spent a lot of time. Going around. My parents were great. They were taking us around to, all of the sites around them. Like, you get tired of seeing beautiful beaches and cliffs, to be quite frank with you. Like, after a while, it's like, well, kind of seen them.
I've seen so much beauty. Show me something different.
I'm kind of sick of seeing so much beautiful shit. I could get annoyed with it. And I ate a lot of fish, ate a lot of like seafood. Oh, octopus, so delicious. I don't care how smart they are. I want to eat them all. Like, they need to stop being so smart because they are delicious. Octopus salad.
No, you think they need to get smarter or else they wouldn't get fucking caught all the time.
Yeah, you'd think if they were that smart, they wouldn't end up on my plate. That's my point.
Out, yeah.
That's my point. Figure it out. Octopus, you're delicious. I will eat you. Stop it.
I've had both good and bad octopus. I'll say that much.
No, here's the deal, bro. I am the top of the food chain. Mm-hmm. If you're not smart enough to not get caught or get raised into farming level of octopus, sorry, bud, you lost.
So I completely agree with you. One of the nicest things for me about Portugal in general, and I learned very quickly, is that both beer and wine and brandy are cheaper than water. All of every one of them are cheaper than water.
They're
brandy even. Yeah. Like, delicious.
Get you fucked up.
Yeah.
It would cost you more to have a bottle of water.
It was like 80 euros for a little snifter, 80 cents, to get, a little snifter of brandy. It was about 30, 40 cents for most beers. And it was about,
damn.
Yeah, it was about
like that equals out to our cents or their cents.
So it would come out to 75 to 80 cents a beer. Somewhere, So, needless to say, didn't drink tons of water when I was there because you're paying $1.50 for a water. Well, what am I doing? What am I wasting my money on this bullshit water for when I can get,
That's part of your English tan is the amount of alcohol you had while there.
It was an insane amount of alcohol. I don't think that I didn't drink at least 10 a day the whole time I was there. I mean, that was probably a minimum. So yeah, we got nicely pickled, in that regard. But that was good. I really enjoyed
Pickled and scorched.
pickled, scorched Owen. On beaches, I'm getting
Oh, and what's the?
I'm getting too near. I'm fucked up. I'm getting like too near the cliffs too. I'm just like willy nilly, like trying to take pictures, and they're like, maybe like don't get that like close to the.
Oh, and
thing.
what's the weed situation in Portugal?
Okay, interesting you ask. I didn't get weed in Portugal, but the whole country of Portugal smells of weed. And I don't know what it is. The whole country smells like a combination of a tinge of like that earthy, good smelling manure. And I know that sounds weird, but there is like a farmland smell that's like kind of nice. And that mixed with, I think it's a plant that must grow there that smells suspiciously similar to marijuana. And you smell it all the time. Like it's just like it wafts through the air with all those breezes I was talking about. Now, I did talk to a couple of people down at the local bars that, smoked weed, and it's apparently very easy to get. I just didn't. If I was there like another couple of days, it would have been no problem, right? I'd made those connections, and I would have been able to do it. And it's a decriminalized country, so it's illegal.
That's what I was going to ask.
It's illegal to sell. But of course there's, it's not illegal to like hold on to it. So as long as you don't get caught like in the act of buy money, like the transaction, you're golden, right? Like everything's cool. There were actually shops, and this comes later, and I haven't figured this one out. There were cannabis stores in Lisbon where they were selling. I don't know how they worked. I don't know what the deal was. If it was CBD, if it was, some people in places like kind of like say they're a cannabis shop, but they're selling CBD, not THC, anything. So, but there was a bit of that going on. Mushrooms, like very much, there was talk of mushrooms quite actively, like with people.
Oh, nice.
So I think that's a thing that happens quite, a lot there, and a very good climate to grow, some of those things. At the end of the day, it was a great time. We ended up going in the little town. Like, you got to imagine, like, my parents live, they live in, like, this nice part at the top of the hill. It's almost a golf course community. But, like, the rest of the town is the old school Portuguese village, right? Like, and you walk down there, and it's, like, you got your old mimas that are, like, chasing off cats from their, front porches and shit like that, right? And then in the town, there's a couple little bars, and they're not what we would call bars. They are social clubs or houses. So they're kind of like they're the size of my kitchen and living room, and that's being generous. They're probably smaller than this studio plus another one of these studios. Like, the whole thing is a tiny little place with a little bar. They'll serve you coffee. They'll maybe make you a little toasty or sandwich or whatever. But behind them, they've got the full shelf of liquor, and they got a couple of beer taps, and they definitely have like
bottle beer
and all that. And again, 30 fucking cents. Like, you're just says like, okay, like
let me get 8 of these.
Me. Yeah, rounds on me. And yeah, it was interesting, like dealing with these like old school social houses and old school like, and they became like friendly with us. Like, we were the Americans, we were the ones that were out of place, and they knew we didn't speak a fucking lick of Portuguese, but it became like a joke for us to kind of try and figure out what the hell each other was saying. And like, I ended up in one of the guys' houses that was from the bar.
Isn't it funny how much makes sense though? Like, after like it's not that hard to get your point across. You're still not sure if they completely get the right point, but at the same time, they sort of
get enough. They get enough, like, and like.
You got to do a Patreon. I dated a Russian, or no, not Portugal, fucking Polish girl when I was in Vegas back in the day. Didn't speak any English, but
you still made it work.
Sexy time. We made it work.
Yeah. I ended up like, there was this French dude that was over there, and we met him in one of the social house club type things, and he lived across the street from one of these, and I'm like, he was telling us, about his place, and he was fucking shit faced, like this, and he's French, didn't really speak Portuguese, so all sorts of fucked up, and he's drunk and whatever. We end up back at his house. He shows us his house. It was great. I end up learning that his name was Jean, like Jean, like whatever, like a French Jean. But he was Johnny Be Good is what everybody called him.
Johnny Be Good.
Johnny Be Good. So
Fucking
I love it.
So he was good. I enjoyed talking to him. He was just a Mr. Positivity, telling us like the world could end at any moment type of thing, and like we need to be happy for the life that we live and all this, and like he just had a little place that was probably about the size of, again, maybe 2 of our studios here, and tiny little kitchenette, but like he had his guitar in the corner. Everything was like perfectly in place. Everything was immaculate, and it was really kind of sweet to see like this other side of life that we take for granted, right? Like all that this dude cared about was waking up, like having his simple little place, his roof over his head, and waking up and being out, like being in the sun for a little bit, and then getting fucked up, and then going back to bed, and Johnny Be Good.
Johnny Be Good.
Johnny Be Good lives his life. So yeah, that was cool. One of the times, again, like we got really friendly with the owners of these social clubs, and one of them was the actual owner, and he's getting fucked up too. I love that. I love it when you have the owner of the establishment who's serving you all night, and then he's getting just like
shithouse.
Absolutely shithouse. Like he's
shout out Will Walker. I'm just gonna shout that out.
Yeah.
I've done that a few times with Will.
Yeah, Will do it. Well, used to. I don't know if he still does, but used to.
Yeah, he's getting
sure.
old. Yeah.
Yeah. But this dude was the Portuguese Will, I guess, and he was he gets to a point where he starts offering us, and I think it's Madrona. I'll have to look it up. Look up Portuguese moonshine if one of you can, like the name of it, right? Because what happens is he gets so fucked up that he starts pouring us free shots, like, I mean, the whole bar, like, and multiple, like, they keep coming. Right?
It's not
like,
a huge bar though, right? It's just like,
no, it's like this again, at the size of 2 rooms. There's but then there's probably like 30 people in there, like
that's enough people
packed in, right?
Okay.
And but he keep these little shot glasses just keep appearing, and they keep going. It keeps coming up to the table, and it keeps pouring more and more and more.
So I guess it's called aguardiente.
No, it's not it.
Or
Want to say it began with an M.
Is that a general term, or was it like a brand?
Well, see, this is what's funny.
Oh, Medronho?
Yes.
Medronho.
Medrano.
Oh, yeah. Medronho.
Medrano. Medrano.
Yep.
Like, that's it. That's what we were drinking. So what was funny is that there is a legal version of this that they can sell over the counter, a liquor store or whatever. But there is also there's a lot of people that, of course, make this shit just like you would a moonshine in the woods in America, right? Like, they make it, and they make the illegal stuff. So he's got this bottle from like 1950, I don't know, like, or the 70s, right? He just keeps filling up because that's not what you're drinking, is what's in the bottle, like what's on the label of that bottle. They just fill it up in the back with the shit that, like, the gasoline that they're essentially making, illegally.
What did it taste like? Is it like Everclear?
It was similar. It was like a white lightning type of deal. Like it was pretty smooth, to be quite frank.
Yeah.
And I didn't feel like bad that night. I didn't black out. I didn't nothing like that. I probably had 5 shots of this stuff. 6 shots. But the next day, holy fuck. It was one day on my trip. I'm like, I ain't going out with you, parents. You do whatever you want. Like, I know what you probably have. Nuh-uh. I'm not going nowhere. I need to sleep this bitch off.
Well, it's apparently strong fruit brandy.
Yeah.
Like, it's just ultra strong.
Yeah. Distilled to the hell, and just like
just power drinking.
You could run engines on this stuff. It's absolutely rocket fuel. Like it does its job. But so yeah, that was an interesting experience. We did a couple, obviously then we went to Amsterdam. after spending some time in Portugal. And Amsterdam was cool. You know, I will say that was a culture shock coming from such a place where the Portuguese have perfected the art of not giving a shit, and everything there is just chill and tranquil and like calm. Now you go to Amsterdam, it's really kind of the exact opposite of all of that, right? Like it's
Super busy.
high strung, very busy, and you have to like now navigate a different road system than I've ever seen in the world, because the bike lanes are such a prevalence in the city. I mean, they're everywhere.
Yeah.
And I'm not talking like it's a bike lane that we're used to that you could put your hands out like a sidewalk about that size. No. We're talking it's the size of the lane of a road, right? And the way that they come in waves and they pack them. They ride super close to each other, like inches from each other. Like these bikes, it's incredible. So you now have to navigate getting across the bike lane to then like an island to then get across like the road, like to then another bike lane that's going the other way. Like, so the culture shock from us arriving was immense, like having to now navigate that. But we did it.
Are you driving?
No, walking. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I
was
couldn't.
like, damn.
I couldn't drive in that city after probably a year of living there. To be quite honest, let alone, I think about it, give me another week or two, I would give it a shot of riding a bike. But even that, it was terrifying. The way that they would just like, they have just such confidence. They're such good bike riders. And guess what, dude? You didn't see a single fat person the entire time you were there, because they all walk or they bike. So like everybody is fit as fuck. They don't wear helmets on their bikes. They ride super close and they're fast as hell and they're zipping through intersections. And you're just like, ugh, you know, like it was crazy.
So do they have like street lights but for bikes, like stop?
They have the right of way. So if for the most part, they have to abide by the same street light type of rules that the cars do, but a lot of the intersections will have just a quick turn on either side, so they don't have to stop. So the cars have to stop, and the bikes can keep going around. Like
the bikes have like a through turn.
Yeah, they've got like a through turn type thing, but that's where you have to navigate and like cross a lot of the times, which made it difficult. But yeah, they don't really. It does exist where there are bike stoplights, like you were asking. But they're not a common occurrence. They're not everywhere. Super busy intersections they'll occur, but not really. They just kind of have this mindset that like bikes are the shit, and you know, don't worry about anything else. Of course, then you've got your canals and your canal systems in Amsterdam. The canals are everywhere. So the canals, like there's like a triple layer of like a ring layer of different canals. So there are like a lot of heavy transport isn't done by like trucks. It's done by canals and barges on the canals.
Oh, wow.
So you don't see a ton of like semis or lorries in, you know, Europe. You don't see that because it's all done by the canal system. So that's actually it. Like the whole, like the infrastructure of the city was very, very intelligent and very well designed. I do have to say that the red light district was, it was entertaining. We didn't do it at night, but we also it was kind of far, and like to get back and like it was just too much. Like by the time we were done for the day, we weren't going back.
I mean, like strip clubs and shit. I like the day shift.
It's more like you're walking even in the daytime, right? You're walking down and you smell weed everywhere, and there's I forget what the difference is. There are coffee shops and coffee bars. And I think the coffee shops are the ones you buy weed in, and that's all they sell.
I think that's right.
And then coffee bars are actually where you go to get a cup of coffee. Don't go in a coffee shop asking for a cup of coffee, because that's not what they do there, right? So they're all over the place, of course. Everywhere you turn, there's another one. And so like,
did you get a space cake? Did you do it?
I did. I actually did.
Yeah.
I actually did, and it fucked me up royally. I got 3 pre-rolls and a space cake, and I wasn't able to finish it in the time that I was there. All of that, like I actually left some for my hotel neighbor, if you will, like hey, if you want to, because I couldn't take it with me. But either way,
Don't they package it all awesome too? Isn't it like
really nicely packaged, really like very professional? Same type of thing that you'd get from a like modern dispensary in America, to be honest. Like it's not that much, not that much different. But and that experience was cool, sitting down in a coffee shop doing that whole thing. But then the red light district, it had like the windows, like all these super tiny narrow streets that you could, maybe as wide as the couch. Like they're not very wide, very 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 like narrow. And you walk down them, and there's shops on either side, but then you get to certain areas where there's all the windows. And the windows are for the escorts and the prostitutes. So you literally will just see, like, the woman with, funny enough, like a red curtain like ours behind her. And she's sitting on a stool, and she's playing with her phone. She's in her, like, a lingerie. Usually it's in, like, yeah, some of them are topless, some of them are not, but they're very all scantily clad and sexy, and they're just there. And they got a number on the bottom, and if you're interested, I guess you just call that number, and you're like, how much to fuck you? And then they open the door, and you come in, and there's the back room, and you bang them, and then you're done. Like but it was remarkably, like, you think of that red light district, you think of what you've heard of that whole thing, and you think of a very seedy atmosphere, a very degenerate atmosphere. It's nothing like that at all, man. It's like walking down I-Drive with prostitutes.
I didn't really think that, though.
No?
I mean...
I think, well, maybe not you, but a lot of people think that.
Like, in general, though, if they create a space for it, like, I feel like it's not as... It doesn't have to be seedy at that point.
No, it doesn't. I think it's better, and I think it's healthier and safer for all parties involved. Because they have to get tested. There was a center around the corner, like around it, like a big like building that was like it was like literally the prostitute information center. So if somebody was wanted to inquire about a prostitute, or if there was a prostitute that needed help. And it was tied in with obviously their health care situation and all that.
You got kind of deep in this red light district, sir.
Hi,
I'm just looking.
Welcome to the Prostitute Information Center. How can I help you?
Yeah.
I was hoping to find out about this, the number at this one. Yeah, she's a very fine prostitute, A rating.
Yeah, that's 5 stars. Her name is Gwyneth.
You can find her on Yelp.
T, right? Mm-hmm. You had Teresa with you, right?
Oh, no, I left her at home and just walked around the red light district like while she was at the hotel. No, of course
smoking weed, drinking, looking at prostitutes.
Yeah.
I'm just saying either way, it wouldn't be that surprising.
No. So one of the things that happened while we were in Amsterdam, which was actually like completely blindsided us, was that we happened to be there and book our trip there during the biggest celebration of like all time in Amsterdam. See, they just got this new king, right? And this new king's like, he's like the hip young king type thing, right?
Double the prostitutes. We're ordering more prostitutes.
It's funny you say stuff like that because it kind of had the air of all of it. They're allowed. So there's not drinking. It's not like New Orleans. You can't drink on the street in Amsterdam. You can't smoke anymore. Like in certain areas of the red light district, and they're cutting back on that very soon. You can smoke weed, but it's very frowned upon. Like all that needs to be kept indoors. Pubs, coffee shops, whatever. And we happen to be there on King's Day, they call it. And
bro, you're the brand new king, and you're like, all right, I know I've only been here a couple days, but one of those days next year is my day.
Well, it used to be Queen's Day, but they've not had this because it was during COVID that the queen died or passed on the lineage to the king. And so Queen's Day was always on her birthday, and it was like a party day. Well, this is the first one since COVID that's the real deal. And it becomes the world's largest flea market. And even kids, like everybody comes out their house. Kids are encouraged to do it. They basically like come out. They put a blanket down. Everybody's got the day off work. Literally no one works unless it's hospitality industry. Literally no one works. Everybody comes out, they put a blanket down, and they sell their bullshit from the house. So everywhere in the city, if you thought it was hard walking around before, now you got to dodge all this bullshit on the street and all this, and
Take your shit indoors.
And everyone's wearing orange because that's like their color. The Netherlands, they got like that orange thing, like that's their big deal. And so everybody's wearing that, and you're allowed on this one day. You're basically allowed. It's like no rules. Like you're allowed to drink on the street.
It's
you're
like
allowed to
cool
smoke
purge.
everywhere.
It's like the
Yeah,
cool purge.
It's the cool purge.
You can't murder anybody, no rape, no shit like that. But if you want to drink in the streets and smoke dope in the streets, so be it.
Basically, there was no rules for traffic anymore. People were just like walking wherever. Cars were just like fuck, and then like bikes were like fuck, like rolling off the side because people would walk right in front of them. Like
everybody's
Streakers,
drunk and stoned in
naked
the
people.
streets.
It was just anarchy. Yeah. It was literally anarchy, and here's what was
This
nuts.
makes me happy. It sounds like fun.
Yeah, it was great. We saw them. We were like, what's going on? Because we saw them like setting up all these like random like barricades and trash cans and stuff like all along around the city. And we're like, something's going on tomorrow. And then we did our research. The whole thing happened. It was nuts. We were a part of it. Like, I'm seeing like 10 bikes at a time just being thrown in canals and shit. Like, fuck it. Like, I don't need the bike anymore. It's absolutely chaos. But what was interesting about it is I was still up because they end it at like 8:30 that night. It's like, we're done. Like, you had your day. You're fucking done.
No more debauchery.
No more debauchery. And they closed it all down. And they literally went and they picked up every single one of those trash cans, every single one of those barricades. They picked up all the trash from all the streets. And it was an organized effort. They had tons of trash trucks driving around and city people just like picking everything up or whatever. And the next day, it was like nothing even happened. It's amazing. If that were to happen here, imagine on July 4th, how long
there's trash in the streets for weeks.
For weeks, you get the firework bullshit everywhere,
bro. When they have
cans, and
I imagine, I think I've seen like some of the aftermath of like when they have, like Pride and like all the glitz and glamour that happens at Pride. The city looks fucked for like several days until they get the full city crew out there and like finally sweep like all the extra trash, because at those events like the public trash cans are full within like the first 2 hours.
Yeah.
And then people are literally just like, they put it against the trash can and then lift their hand and they're like, well, I put it on the trash can.
Yep.
I did my part.
I did. I tried. I put it near the trash can. I mean,
well,
it's full.
I put it on that giant trash heap that used to be a trash can.
Yeah, no. I mean, there were those trash heaps, but they were all clean and done and taken care of literally hours after it. So
yeah.
I just kudos to them and how that all operated, because it was impressive, right? Like it just that whole deal. Then we, obviously we left. No, I got to talk a couple of things. The major one was food-wise in Amsterdam. I discovered something that might be the greatest thing that's ever existed. And Amsterdam is famous for a certain style of pancake. I'm not a huge pancake guy. I like a pancake. It's not my biggest thing. Like,
they're big. They're big.
So they're huge. They're about the size of a pizza, right? They're about the size of a pizza, like maybe say 16 inch or something, 15, 16 inch. And but they're very, very thin, and they're crispy. They're that crispy thin, and you can get whatever you want on them. So there's like savory types and there's sweet types. Well, I went with the savory. So this motherfucker, I got me some mushroom, bacon, and cheese on a pancake, and it was the most delectable thing that I might have ever put in my mouth. I'm not even kidding you. Like it was awesome.
I sound like that's something I want.
Yeah. I'm gonna actually start doing them. I think at my house. Like it's gonna become a thing that I'm gonna.
Do you have
master.
to like get a pan, like a special pancake
the way they
pan?
do it, because they're cranking them out, they've got a whole machine for it where it's just like an old school. It looks like it was built in the 1500s type thing. Like it's like a grid, like a massive griddle that's super heated up, and so they're just pouring in batter, make it, put the ingredients on,
Oh,
like
wow.
they crank them out. But realistically,
What
I think you can
makes
do
it crispy? Like, why isn't it just a normal fluffy pancake?
because
What's different?
because it's not as much batter. It's a thinner layer of batter, so they can get like the crisp
Without
on,
any of the fluffiness.
Yeah. Like
Is it made out of different shit? Like, do they?
I don't know the
use-
recipe. I don't know. I would like. That's one of the things that I'm gonna have to look up and find out if I ever plan on making my own. But I feel like you can do something similar in a cast iron skillet type deal. Like that's what you would use probably to be able to replicate it to a certain degree. But they were just great. They were phenomenal. There's a lot of good beer, of course, in Amsterdam. We found a couple cool breweries. We found a lot of really like just awesome like drinking spots. And yeah, like at the end of the day, we flew back, and then we flew back to Portugal, and then we were in Portugal for another little bit, and we were down south.
Hold on.
Yeah.
I'm looking at these Amsterdam pancakes.
What? You don't like them?
No, they look fine.
What are you talking about?
What I mean to say is, these motherfuckers are out here just doing lazy crepes.
Yeah, they are crepes. Yeah, they're like a crepe.
These bitches aren't.
Why are they
They're
lazy?
big. They're
They're
just
because
big.
they don't fold them. They don't want to. Oh, we can't. We're just
They're
gonna
just
do them
big.
like a large pizza.
Yeah, they're just big.
No.
They're big crepes.
I will not allow this.
Nah.
My lineage, my heritage
That's so funny.
is
You're bringing
creping it up,
That's very
creping
interesting.
it to death, making these elaborate,
Hmm.
delicious crepes.
Are you talking about your French heritage?
Yes.
Okay. So let me talk about that.
And then
real
they're
quick.
all just there, enjoying rolled up crepes.
Yeah.
And these
They're crepes, by the way. They're not crepes.
I
Learn
like
how
the
to
way
say-
he says it. Let him just say
They're
it.
crepes. They're crepes.
I say it like it's supposed to be said.
No, it's not. No, you're wrong. And you're not even French. Fuck you.
Let him say it. 'Cause it's fun.
Dumb
So,
motherfucker.
and they're just doing these flat ass, weak, unrolled crepes. These bitches.
You make me cringe every time you say it, man. It's killing
Love
me.
it.
So anyway, we go. We fly back to Portugal. We spend a little more time down in the south, but then me and the family, we all do a big trip. And the last big bit of our trip is that we actually check out and stay in the. We're just outside of the city of Lisbon, right? It's their capital city. It's the biggest city in Portugal. And
Big old Lisbon.
and it's obviously like a tourist destination. It's so funny you bring up the French because there were a lot of French tourists when I saw on this trip.
Mm-hmm.
You know all them
This-
rumors about the
this sounded
French?
a little racist.
No, I
Is
You know,
this
know
all
about-
you know
racist?
all them rumors about them?
What are the rumors?
That they smell like shit and they don't wear deodorant? Well, they're fucking true. Every French person I fucking met or ran into in the slightest, you could smell them a mile away. Tell your fucking kinfolk to stop fucking folding their crepes and fucking put on a goddamn bit of deodorant instead. Sir.
Crepes.
They're natural.
Whatever. Either way, that place was awesome. Lisbon is a city that a lot of people overlook, right? You go to Paris, you go to Rome, you go to London. No one ever thinks about going to Lisbon in Portugal. What a tremendous city. Like top to bottom, just like architecture, food, like anything you want in a big city, it has it. And it's cultured as hell. One of the things that we learned, well, we went to a earthquake museum. So apparently, hear me out here.
Hey, y'all remember the time at Shake once a whole lot? We made a whole building for it.
Yeah, but it shook more than just a little bit.
I said a whole lot.
All right. So in 1755, Lisbon encountered one of the biggest earthquakes that we have on record known to man. To put it in perspective, you remember the one that just happened? Not just happened. But that big one that happened with near Japan. All right, that was a 10th of the size of the earthquake that shook Lisbon and Portugal in 1755. And it explains a lot. That's why there's a reason I'm bringing this up, because once again, you've heard of Paris, you've heard of Rome, and these cultural epicenters at the peak of the what is that era called? The Renaissance, right? And Lisbon was that. Like, Lisbon was even probably greater than Paris and Rome and all these places. But this earthquake literally took out everything. And they had to rebuild the city from the ground up. They lost their whole archives. They lost their libraries. They lost everything.
What?
It's estimated that 40 to 50,000 people died. And it also, there's a ton that goes into this. Let's just start with their day, how this all started. So it was the Great Lisbon earthquake, and it was on Saturday, the 1st of November in 1755. Happened around 9:40 local time, a.m. But it was also
Power Rangers are just coming on.
right. So it was the Feast of All Saints Day. It was like a huge, I mean, this is a predominantly Catholic country. This is like the la creme de la creme. It's their King's Day. It's their King's Day, right? They're all partying.
High holy holiday.
Yeah, exactly. So what made it worse was it was because of that day. And everyone was out, and they were celebrating in some fashion or form. But celebrating back in those days meant a lot of candles were lit. So an earthquake, of course, happens. This earthquake happens off the coast, and it shakes the fuck out of the place, and rubble's pouring all over the city, right? Like, all the buildings are literally just falling apart on people. People are dying everywhere. It's fucking chaos, bloodbath.
Now, on top of that,
Now
everything's on fire.
Now the fires start because there was fucking candles burning everywhere because of this goddamn holy holiday.
So wait, the whole city got shook to rubble.
Yeah.
And then the rubble burned down.
Well, what was left of it, like the people were burning, the fucking, like, the whole place is goddamn, like, fire and rubble, and they're like, fuck, this sucks. Well, they didn't realize, because back in those days, they didn't know about earthquakes. They didn't know where they came from or how this shit works.
They thought it was the Lord.
Well, they also live in a coastal city. So they already had a pretty bad morning with, the whole everything falling on you and being caught on fire. But to add insult to injury, the tsunami then came and fucking just whooshed the whole goddamn city. And
But it put out the fire.
Yeah, it did probably help with some of the fires, but of course...
It drowned the people. Well, at least it drowned the remaining people who were just smoldering to death.
Yeah. So that's why they still remember it, like, in such reverence, is the fact that this
The earthquake, fire, tsunami day.
Yeah, that one.
God, bro.
It's kind of interesting, though, because it was the catalyst to them rebuilding. There was a guy that was very, like, he stepped up, and he was just like, nah, we're not moving our capital city to Porto. We're going to be fucking badasses. And we're going to rebuild Lisbon bigger, better, stronger than ever, right? Like,
Bro, how many people were like, I'm pretty sure we don't need to build anything here ever. I think this might have been somebody trying to either prove a point.
Well,
maybe tell us a little something about hubris, maybe?
It definitely did impact the ideas and philosophies of, like, this is God's, like, divine judgment on us.
Hey guys, let's not get too bold. Let's keep this city real humble, like.
So, like, what they
no affronts, if you know what I'm saying.
So it was sort of what you're saying is kind of true, because what they ended up doing was they did rebuild the city, but it was the first form of architectural code. So they, like, you could only build buildings so high, and they had to be built in a very specific form, which was, like, they're incredible engineers, the Portuguese. They always were. And so they, like, came up with this, like, cross beam type of, like, architecture that pretty much has stood up since then, stood up to the test of time. They also took the chance to then completely revamp the city's road system, and it was one of the first grid systems to ever exist in Europe, which then, of course, spreads to the rest of Europe. So
no more candles either. We're not doing any more fucking candles.
Fuck your candles. No, none of that.
We're not doing those.
And then this guy that was like kind of like the head dude in all this, he had the foresight to send out a survey. And it was the first ever done of its kind. And there were 13,000 plus responses to the survey. So you got to assume that more were sent out that didn't come back in. But it was an extremely detailed survey. And what it was like, where were you when the fucking big ass earthquake happened? Where were you standing? What was the building like next to you? What was the like they completely did this huge questionnaire. And they gathered all this data, and that's how they figured out how to like properly build their buildings and to rebuild their city based upon this. And they consider it to be the first seismological study of all time. Seismological. That's damn close, damn it. But you know what I mean? Like, and it's super impressive. It was like really cool to kind of like, you know, that they had the foresight to figure that out from there. You know, on top of that, the Portuguese, like what I've seen in like some of the castles and whatnot, like they've got like things on the ground which help like teach the sailors and like the navigation of like to study the stars and like all like how they were that smart to even figure that shit out, right? Like how anybody was even that bright, like
aliens.
I just give maybe the Portuguese are aliens, but. What at the end of the day, I'm just saying they're pretty goddamn smart aliens. They're pretty nice too. So that's my report on Portugal and the Portuguese aliens.
Pretty good moonshine brandy too. You know,
yeah, definitely.
So I want to. How packed was this museum that you went to?
Oh, it wasn't. You had to sign up, and it was like in groups. They let people through in groups, and it was actually like a really interactive, modern experience.
Amsterdam, though, yes.
No. This is in Portugal. This is in Lisbon.
That's Portugal.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Why would the fucking Amsterdam have a Portuguese goddamn fucking earthquake museum?
You went to a different one in Amsterdam. That's all I remember.
Well, I went to the Museum of Modern Art in the MoCA.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did. I saw some Banksies, but this earthquake museum literally did have. Remember the old like movie writer thing on 192 where you'd watch the movie and it would and it would like move you around. It had one of them where you sat down and it did like a like shook your like rattled you around. It had a lot of that. It had some of that. Like so, yeah. I mean, it was kind of fun. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, it was pretty fun. I did buy a couple packs of smokes, of course, while I was over there. And this one made me laugh. I'll show it to the camera here.
Sweet cautionary message.
Well, yeah, I love all the European packs of smokes will have like, here's a guy with like throat cancer. Here's just like a gruesome picture of it or whatever.
It's pretty. I like it.
Yeah. This one cracked me up though because and it took me a second. Basically it was like smoking causes impotence, which we've heard in the past, right? But I love the picture because
wait.
Hey, you see
what?
That? Yeah. Smoking causes impotence. Hang on. Oh no,
wait. When did hold the fuck? Let's not proceed past this. When did this start happening?
Oh, that's a thing, man. That's a thing.
I've been cautioned from a lot of things about smoking, but never once that it made my dick stop working.
Oh yeah, that's a thing. That's a thing. That's definitely a thing.
That explains quite a lot.
They say that's a thing, and on the past.
I don't think they say it all that loud because I have literally never heard it.
But I love this one though. I'll show it to the camera here so everybody can see.
It's some dude lying in the fetal position.
Yeah, it's some dude lying in the fetal position. He's like, my dick don't work because I smoke too much. He's naked and he's lying in the fetal position. It's like, yeah.
They just clipped a Natalie Imbruglia video, and that's her from Torn.
How were the cigarettes? More importantly,
didn't like them that much, to be honest. They burned too quick, and they all felt too light. Like I needed a proper real deal like Camel Blue when I got back home. Like I was sick of that. Even their Marlboros, I was like, give me the cowboy. They're different, man. They don't taste like they don't.
Well, they
taste
didn't
the
have
same.
cowboys over there, Owen. They don't know how to build cigarettes to kill them.
That's true. They got cowboys. They do kind of have cowboys.
Maybe now, but
Farmer Portuguese cowboymen. Like that's
like
a
a
thing.
gaucho.
Yeah. Well, that's different. I mean, that's Mexican. You're just
That's
racist.
Brazilian.
See, you're racist. You're racist.
It's
You
Brazilian,
You don't
you
know. Do you know what thank you?
jerk.
Do you know what thank you is in Portuguese? It's the one thing I learned.
It's
But
pronounced get fucked.
abrigado.
Abrigado.
Yeah, and then you say abrigado. That's more like thanks. And then abrigada if you're a female. That's their version. of
Hold
it.
on, I don't want to have to like differentiate my
They do
thank
it.
yous
They
from
do.
men to ladies.
Well, English is like literally the only language that doesn't do that. So like, kind of get with the program.
Yeah, everyone else, get with the program.
Yeah.
Start having non-sexually
yeah.
denominated words, you fucks.
And I also learned the term for beer, which is cerveja. And
It just sounds like you're slow in saying cerveza.
Yeah, but it was cerveja, and I was like, I got it. That's all I need now.
I want to travel to the continent of cerveja.
Yeah, I got it.
Spanish and Portuguese isn't terribly far from each other, right? But it's still different.
Okay,
It's like
okay.
Spanish and Russian.
It's weird because it's Spanish and French. It's more like and Belgian kind of combined. It's like if you were to root language them, that's where it kind of feels like. But you'll have words that are almost identical to a Spanish word. Like, and it's like, oh yeah, I can get that. Like that makes sense. And then there's some shit that's just like, how the hell is it that far off? Like how there'll be just a complete departure from anything that you think is Spanish. So to think that like if you're a Spanish speaker you can go and speak Portuguese, nah, you're
I
fucking
think a
wrong.
bunch
Like,
of a bunch of uppity Spaniards moved up the hill, started calling themselves Portugal, and were like, no, we say like 8 words different. Okay, so you know
I do
what?
like that idea, but
We are the Spaniards that rode up the hill.
How did T do during all this time? Did she love it as well? Is she having a great time? I'm curious about T's journey.
Hated it. He wanted
Hated
to go
the whole
home.
thing?
Whole thing. Like, it's
I hate all this Spanish culture around here.
She loved it. Like she's definitely fascinated with different things than I am. In and it's just like any.
This is
trip.
what I want to know about.
Yeah, I with her it's always the food. Like she's just like, ooh, yeah, I gotta try that. I gotta do that. You know, like and
Goddamn right.
and there are so many like interesting, weird little Portuguese dishes. Like I had a clam and pork dish that was really delicious, like a stew.
Fuck yeah.
That was really good. I had plenty of fish, you know, and they don't bother cutting them heads off. You got to do that part yourself, you know, like
If you put an A-frame outside of a restaurant, and you're like, hey, today's soup du jour, clam and what was it?
pork.
Clam and pork stew.
Yeah.
I'm not even going in that fucking restaurant.
It's
bro.
delicious though. It was delicious.
What's
Doesn't
wrong
matter.
with you? Yeah, I want that.
Those two
Give
things
it to
just
me.
don't in my mind.
I agree with you, but when you have it, like it's
Yeah.
actually it actually works. It's a weird ass thing, but it does. They also do these pasta donatas. It's like their dessert, so they're about the size of a cupcake. Like they're smaller, but they're like this pastry that they fill with like a custard, and then they sort of like what is it? What is it when you use the the torch?
Flambe or
Yeah,
brulee?
flambe. Like I think that's kind of what they do to the top, maybe, like because it's got kind of that texture on top, kind of like a heated thing, but it's like this custardy pastry thing, and they're delectable, man. Like you can eat like 10 of them. Like I want more of them. I've already been craving them since I've got back. I'm like, I actually found a place in town that makes them, so I'm gonna I'm gonna be like trying. I'm gonna try them out first, but
Owen walks in, tries it right in front of the owner. Not as good as Portugal.
yeah, spit it in his face. Like it's,
No, and does that thing where he's like, "Can I have a napkin?" And then he looks at the napkin and still just like
still spits it
on the floor. He's like, Yeah, your napkins are probably too good for this trash. I'm sorry.
Oh.
You can have the napkin pack.
Yeah. Yeah, but that was more Teresa's jam. Was definitely the food. Like everything, it kind of
Right
her
on.
little world revolved around was food, and we did an incredible amount of walking and and train riding, and that was also very fun too because I've done a bit more of it than her, but in general, we don't get to ride trains or do any sort of public transport here in America. And
I've ridden a bus once, and I've been in a taxi once.
right. Have you ever been on a train?
Not like an Amtrak.
Really?
Apart from
Never?
Disney World, have you been on a train? Like,
No.
okay.
Wait. Yeah. Okay. So when I was young, my grandparents took me to this Amish place up in Pennsylvania, and like near the Amish place,
They went to Amish World and rode the train.
they
to
had
Amish World.
they had a
Okay.
train that was like you got on.
That's a small, tiny train that goes in a
No,
little
no.
circle.
This was like a full like old style like 1800s train that literally went like 5 miles down, stopped. You got out, like, looked at some shit, and then it's all right, everybody back on board, and then 5 miles back up.
It's a tourist train. It's not a train.
Yeah,
it's not a metro.
I've only been on an aeroplane. See how I said it? An aeroplane. I've only been on an airplane like twice.
Wow. Okay.
I don't know if there's
Big
one I haven't
flyer.
done as far as public transportation.
No,
I
I've
think
done them all, but
Yeah.
but we don't ride trains or metros or that type of thing.
I'd like to
very
ride
often,
a subway once.
Oh yeah, I've been on the subway. When I was in the subway,
Yeah.
I was just there. I was just doing this up. I was on the subway, motherfucker.
Pretty fun.
One of the
Fucking
things.
on a subway.
Okay, even cooler. They've got these things called elevators, and there's a better word for it that they use. It's like a Portuguese word, but they're old school, like what their lazy asses use to like trams to get up the fucking hill. First off, there's also like trams that they have there, like kind of like the San Francisco tram thing you see, you know,
Yeah.
Yeah.
with the electric, like the cables on top and whatever. But they've got them all that run all over their city, and they go down these tiny fucking streets that, again, more narrow than this room. That like literally, you could reach out one window, touch a wall of a thing, go to the other side of the thing, touch a wall of the other building. Like they run up and down the street, and they go fast as hell. And they almost run people over. You can snatch people's hats off them. It's great. But then they got these other ones that are like more old school. That again, it's like an elevator, like whatever they called it, like the pronunciation. And it's essentially like two of them to get up this like massive steep ass hill. So the people back in the day must have been like, we're tired of walking up this fucking hill. Like, we gotta live up here, and we gotta go down to the trade port and by the sea or whatever.
We don't want to walk all the way
We're
around.
fucking tired of going up and down the goddamn hill. So they built this thing that's on the tracks, and like now it's electrified. But back in the day, it was a counterweight system with water and weights that literally it's two trams. And as one goes up, the other one goes the other way, and it's counterweighted so that they basically like do that. And they figured that out in like I don't know, it was like the early 1800s or something. So like this thing like has been operating, and in like the 1920s they electrified it, and now it's like runs in a different way. But they literally had like a lever system that pulled like the water and then like moved like as that thing was coming down, it was going up, and then just like it was just like a system
That's
that
insane.
constantly moved back and forth up the hill with these two tram trolleys that would go up and down and move people back and forth. It's pretty cool. And we got to ride it. And we got to ride it. So that was the thing. That was about
That's the
it.
thing.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's about all we did. I mean, nothing really. Like it's pretty boring vacation. Really. I think it's pretty.
So,
I should have just gone to Vegas, or I don't know.
What?
Yeah,
Would have had a lot more culture.
you described the bars in Portugal. How were the bars in Amsterdam? Were they
Like
more
here.
like
Just
here?
like here. Just
Okay.
like here. They have really no difference. Like,
So there were
Really?
no big corporate
No.
There were no big corporate bars in
No.
Portugal, unless you were in like probably Lisbon. There might have been like
even then, I
one.
don't think I saw a corporate bar.
But in Amsterdam, there were definitely, or was it all like?
Yeah, maybe one or two. But they were all still like everything seemed like it was still very independently owned, bar, restaurant, much like it is in like the UK. Now the UK's got like little weird chains that like buy pubs and stuff, but like a Weatherspoons. But I didn't really see any of that in Amsterdam. I didn't really see that. It was mostly all pretty standard bar-ish, bar restaurants. You had the breweries felt like your craft breweries here. Very, very, very similar. Kind of even to a degree, I would say a bit almost too Americanized. Like if anything, Amsterdam was too American for us compared to.
Oh, like they just gotten very westernized.
Yeah.
That's kind of sucks too, though.
Yeah, no, it does, and that's why I think we definitely enjoyed our time in Amsterdam, and it definitely had its charm and its all that. But I think I preferred Portugal, and I think I definitely preferred Lisbon than I did Amsterdam. Like,
yeah,
I would have if I had to do it all over again. I probably wouldn't have gone to Amsterdam. I probably will never go back to Amsterdam. Now that I've been there once.
Well, and plus it seems
I
like
would,
they are
and
changing
I would
lot.
spend a lot more time in Lisbon. I'd rather use that time in there than I would in Amsterdam.
Like take that week you went to Amsterdam, just go to Lisbon and just stay stay there instead.
Yeah, to be honest, that's what I would do.
Now, you said that the beer and all in Portugal was very cheap, like beer and wine was super cheap.
Mm-hmm.
When you went to Amsterdam, were the prices higher?
Ridiculous.
Okay.
Yeah, so about the same as here. But when you've been spending like
35 cents
on a beer, and then you go to Amsterdam and you get your first when we first got there, we got to the hotel and we actually had another very bad travel experience with airlines and blah blah blah. So we had a long flight. It was what should have been probably 5 hours took 10, and we eventually got to the hotel and we kind of crashed. And we're just like, we both just wanted a beer, so we went to the hotel bar.
Ooh.
Yeah,
€13.
Whoa, that's like a $14-15 beer. That's like stadium price.
I could have had a night out in Portugal on that. Like I could have had and
would have got food. Yeah,
exactly. So that was culture shock. And not every place was like that. Like €6, €5, €7, maybe like in that range.
But
Which
still,
you expect
that's like
to kind of pay if you go to a pub or something around here. Yeah.
But still, that's like 1,500% markup from Portugal.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
See,
how does tipping work in these different countries?
10% is considered very, very nice. 10%.
Really?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah, they get paid differently. They don't have the minimum wage bullshit thing that they do over here. Like, they actually get paid a solid wage. So tipping in general, you only really tip if you get good service. Now, we're so accustomed to it.
You just leave it anyway.
We do it anyway. But
Owen leaves 20%. The servers in tears. Just
there was.
Oh my god!
There were a couple, not like that, but there were a couple of times where I left what I thought was not an over the top tip, but a good, a nice tip, and they definitely were like thank you. Like, oh, wow. Like, yeah, it made their night. They probably went home and told their significant other that, man, I just got a really good tip from this, this guy. But also you got to understand their service is shit in comparison too.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah.
Like
you'll
in
sit
both
down
spots?
Because there's no tip incentive. Everyone
no. Exactly. So you sit down at a restaurant, you can wait like 15 minutes before anybody comes up and asks for a drink order. Like, and you're kind of like, hey, I've been sitting here for a fucking while, but they're just doing their thing. They're taking care of their tables and whatever, and like they'll get to you. And then you know how over here, if like your beer's getting empty, before your beer's empty, you have a server come up and be like,
hey, can we get another beer?
Nah, none of that. Like, you gotta really like, hey, come over, I need another one. that type of thing. So service is shit. So they're deserving of their 10%.
Fair.
That is just what it is. Also, yeah, the like if you're waiting for like your check at the end of like the meal or whatever, and you want to get out of there, they're in no rush to do that because they want to keep you in that seat as long as possible. Because you might order another drink, you might order a dessert, you might spend more money at their business. So they almost deliberately
just off.
Look away from you and like try and ignore you when you're like,
flagging.
Yeah.
But here they're literally like,
get out.
Yeah, you have just got your food.
Yep.
They just asked you how you're doing, like that little 2-minute checkup. The next time they're coming through, they're like, "Oh, by the way, here's the check.
Yeah.
Not rushing you out, but here's the check.
Get the fuck out of here because we gotta, you just spent your money here, so we need to get you out of here so
Turn
we can
and
burn this table. Absolutely, it's the opposite there. And a lot of these places, they are smaller places, like they're smaller restaurants, and they're independently owned. And you might be there might be 4 tables in a restaurant. You might be, so if you're there and you're bringing a family of 4 in for the night, you're the majority of what they're gonna make that night. So their incentive isn't to turn and burn you. Their incentive is to keep you there as long as fucking possible and upsell and keep you there. Exactly. So they do it's almost the opposite mentality that we have here. I don't know, like there were parts of that I disliked, I'll be honest, because I definitely felt like I know what you're doing here and kind of fuck you off. Like I need to go. I'm tired. Let me out. Like, but then there was the other side of it where it's nice not to be rushed. It's nice to be able to just sit down, have a meal, spend 4 hours at a table if you want to. With,
dude.
I would never do that, but
literally, if you are at a table, I mean, I've been doing this a really long time.
Yeah.
If you're at a table for more than like 45 minutes, servers are like, bro, these people have been at my table for fucking ever.
Yeah, I don't like that though. I don't like that though either. Like if you go to places and they're really trying to just rush you out and like get you to like, yeah, okay, we'll take the check, but I've still got like a whole beer left and my wife has a whole half a glass of wine. Don't make me rush.
Yeah,
because you got to turn this fucking table over. I paid this shit. Well, I'm gonna enjoy. Let me be. Fuck off. And your tip goes down every single time you come back to the table. If you keep asking me if I need anything else, no, I'm good. Like it. Maybe that's just me. Maybe I'm being too harsh, but maybe I'm just European.
I need to be a peeing.
Maybe I need to pee too. So speaking of that, it is time that we take a little bit of a break. Maybe we'll come back. Of course, we're going to come back with some Oh No 2.0. We got some clips. And I even have, up my sleeve, I even have a little bit of a game for the end of the show. And what that is a quiz that we handed out once upon a time on our Perfect Game 300th live event.
Oh, boy.
And it is a quiz about all questions, all about the ONO Radio Show. 15 questions, all about the ONO Radio Show. We'll joke around, we'll ask them together and see if they stand up, number one, if we can still remember the answers to what the hell we were thinking about. And Mikey, it'll be the first time you do it because I dare say you were not even involved with the show at that point at all.
Mm.
So yeah, that's my thought process. We'll do that. Here's some tunes as we get out of here for the first segment. Oh, I do want to talk about scab picking and new career changes in the next segment. Boys, it's been good. It's been good to get back up on that horse. And what do we say when we get out of here for the first time? Bye-bye! Fuck your dreams!
Fuck your dreams! fuck your dream. Giggity fuck, fuck, fuck.
He is from the moon and you shall
you.
hail him.
Fuck you.
second dose of Oh No, a radio show for the week. This is what we call Oh No 2.0.
2.0.
And I got a bunch of things I want to talk to you about because, yeah, we went over all the stuff from my European vacation. But what we didn't talk about is something you guys addressed, on the last show, and very, very poignantly, very nicely addressed was the loss of my kitty cat, the one and only Ginger the cat.
Gingy.
No longer with us. I'm not gonna say too much about it, honestly. Like, other than that, she is, of course, now cremated, and she has been, put in a nice little box next to our bed, and a nice little tribute. But during the whole process, it was tough because, of course, I had to get the news from my friend Hugh, who lives across the street. And he was kind enough to be looking after Ginger and was unfortunately, the person that sat with her while she passed away. But one thing he didn't tell me, and I'm sure he didn't tell me this for a reason, but it's something we figured out, is that pretty sure he had to put a dead cat in my fridge. And
Gross. Hugh, do that in your own fridge, bro.
No, if I'm you and I'm looking after somebody else's cat, it's going in their fridge. I'm not putting it in mine.
No, it's going in the fucking dirt, dude.
No.
I hate to say it, Owen. If I had been in charge with that,
Yeah.
dirt.
Dirt? Nah.
Shoebox dirt.
I
I just bought a pair of these brand new Vans that I'm wearing right now. I still got the box. I would have lined it up with a real nice Marvel towel that we have at my house.
So here's the thing.
I would have buried her with Captain America, brother.
I don't want you to bury my cat. Like, that's I do think it was appropriate the way he handled it and the way he did a great job, but one of the things, of course, that I think he could have done a better job of is maybe putting the cat in like a pillowcase or a bag or something. Because
Did you just freehand her in there?
I think he did because there was
Bro.
cat hair all in my
Dude,
fridge.
Hugh.
Damn it.
Also, Owen, can I say something?
Sorry, I mean I have to make light of this. Of course, I've been torn up about the whole Ginger thing. It's been rough for us, like coming back to like not having her there, but I have to make light of it,
Owen,
so sorry if offended.
I'm gonna use this time while we are making brevity to maybe a gripe about this. I got some real. You know what,
Is
folks?
this a gripe?
Yeah, please, if we can, I'll.
Oh, I got you, bro.
Yes, bro. Cause, dude, you know what? Mike's gripes. Yeah, Mike's gripes. This song produced by Mike. Welcome to Mike's Gripes, folks. I got a real bone to pick with the funeral industry. Motherfuckers, when you cremate a person or an animal or whatever you decide to cremate, stop splitting it up.
Dead things. Just
decide one person who is going to look after the urn, and then they get all of it. Because I swear to God, Owen, I have a tiny little box in a box somewhere that has 5 little compressed white chunks of something.
Dead person.
Of dead people. And they don't even put labels on the motherfuckers.
You don't know who they're on.
So I don't. There's a dog in there. There's 2 grandmas, a grandpa. Like, I don't know who the fuck's ashes are whose now.
Yeah.
Oh, my dad. It could be it could be my dead dog or my father.
Yeah, you don't know.
I don't fucking know.
You don't know.
So here we go, guys. When you split them up, either put fucking names on them or don't do it.
So when you're saying split them up, that's like split them up again amongst family, right? Like
Yeah.
you get a little bit, you get a little bit. I don't like that either. all in one place or nothing, because I don't know what I'm getting as far as like
Did I get my grandpa's stump where he had his leg amputated?
Yeah.
I don't fucking want that.
I want my
Who got
dad's
his face?
left nut. I don't want his right nut. I want his left nut.
I
and
want only head ashes.
Yeah.
From here on out.
Yeah.
If
Hey,
you're giving me somebody,
Give me the brain.
I only want brain ashes.
brain
from here
ash,
out.
brain ashes are probably that's the name of the show.
Brain ash.
ashes.
Nice.
Brain.
But yeah, for real, guys, I don't know what to do with them. I don't hold sentiment in that way. Most of my sentiment is tied up in like memories and shit.
Yeah, me too.
And individual objects like that don't like spur new memories.
I don't know what to do with Ginger's ashes. You know, it's a cat. It's dead. It's in a nice little like case. She was super special to us, and it's in a nice little tribute next to our bed in a little like little cat house thing that she used to hang out in. Right. So that's nice, but I don't think I want that there forever. And she was an indoor cat. So what am I supposed to do? Spread the ashes inside my house? I don't fucking know. Like I can't.
What are you gonna vacuum them up in 10 minutes?
Right. Like I don't know what I'm supposed to do with.
Owen,
the
I
whole
think
deal.
you should every day you should just chip off a tiny little piece, mix it with some water.
Snort it. I'll put it with my creatine and my pre-workout
No.
powder. I'll just
you mix it up with a little bit of water and red dye, and every day you Simba yourself
Oh.
with Ginger's ashes.
before I go to work.
Before
like
you go to work.
a new like instead of putting cologne on, I'll just do that.
Ginger's ashes, mix it with a little bit of essential oil so it smells like a
Yeah.
lavender or some shit like that.
Let's talk about cologne.
But then when people ask you about it, you be like very like, how dare
Oh, well, I
get
will.
offended. Go leave work.
Yeah.
Be so
So
offended, that
offended.
you can't continue to do your job. And you need to
I'm
be
beside myself.
paid leave because of
Yes.
the religious
Yes.
the religious
Yeah, it's one of them.
badness that just happened.
Yeah. No, I think that's a good idea. I like getting paid to leave work and
religiously.
and religiously. Yeah. I like that idea. I also like the idea too. If you ever want the work day off on Sundays, you just basically say I can't work on Sundays for religious reasons, even if you're not religious.
Jesus.
And then you're just like, well,
Bro, okay, so here's the
I
problem.
worship giants now.
Here's the problem. I've definitely seen it backfire.
Yeah.
Where people, they get hired on. They're like, oh, I can't work Sundays because a religious exemption. Like I go to church. But then if you ask them anything about what happened on Sunday, like, oh, bro, we were watching the game.
Oh,
like,
it's the best.
We went out to
That's what you should
brunch.
do. That's what
I'm
what
like,
you do.
Dude, just come to fucking work.
No, man, no. I like those people. I like those people that just are straight lying. I like a good lie. I like a good lie.
Bro, you know what, Owen? I think if I ever get another job after this one,
don't hire me. I'll be bad.
I'll
just lie.
I'm gonna tell them that, like, oh, guys, Saturday and Sunday, I'm actually a youth group teacher.
Yeah, that's what you should do.
I'm just gonna I'm gonna go for it. Go for the gusto.
Go for it. Like
Lance Armstrong this shit and go for the gold.
Yes.
And just completely lie.
Everyone should do that to get their days off. If they
I'll be like, guys, I know
Monday
we're really
through
hurting
Friday.
for people, but
can't do
I
it.
actually run a youth group from 5 to 8
Yeah.
every day, Monday through Friday, and then Saturday and Sunday it's all day.
Oh, it's all day. It's an all day thing. Like
I'm so
what am I supposed to
devoted.
do? Is leave these kids? Like I can't leave these kids. These kids rely on me.
They've been with me for over 4 years
Yes.
now.
I mean,
Start getting emotional and then
I'll get
cry.
emotional. Yeah. Oh.
If I can just
Hard
if
cry.
I look back
I can't.
on
I mean,
all the progress we've
I
had to
can't
tell them
turn-
we have to stop.
Yeah. You can't. Yeah. Exactly.
Oh,
That's-
if you break down in the middle of an interview when you're telling them your scheduling requests, I think they actually will give you
they'll give you
more
days
pay,
off.
more pay, and more time off.
This has been my trick for years, dude. How do you think I get
Make
my
shit up.
vacation?
Just
Just
start
make
telling what
lies up, and you get more vacation. Like that's how I do it. It just lies. It's basically people need to lie more. It's good.
We really overblown this honesty thing,
Yeah, it's
and how
stupid.
good it is.
Stupid. Get out of here. You know, I'm
If
tired
you
of
take
it.
one thing away from Oh No today, it's
Lie more.
dishonesty
Dis-
is actually the key.
I agree with
Yeah.
all. Yes, I think for sure. Can we talk about cologne for a little bit? Can
Yeah.
we talk about cologne?
Cologne.
I got. I think
Goes to Europe, does a little trip.
Well-
Oh, look at me. I'm Owen the Cologne Man.
I am a cologne man now.
He's gonna move to the Portuguese mountains and wear cologne.
Yeah, but no one to smell it but me. But it'll
Yeah.
smell great. It'll smell fantastic.
What are you using right now?
well,
Is
I
it
got
some
two-
sort of
well, I got a-
cedar forest.
I got two different types of cologne. I got a Dolce and Gabbana cologne, which is very very nice, and I also have a Burberry Light.
I was gonna say Burberry too. I was gonna say it.
I was always a Burberry, regular man, and now I was gifted a Burberry Light, and I think that's what I'm wearing right now. And you know what? I think Mikey, you want to come smell my chest? You want to come?
Come with me, Mike.
Come with
I'm
me.
sorry. I'll whiff you later.
Yeah, you can whiff it later, but
See, I feel like if okay, here's my problem.
you don't like cologne? You're not a cologne? man?
No.
Do you wear cologne? Do you wear cologne, Ty?
I have cologne. I don't wear it very often, but on a rare occasion, I'll just do like. I don't walk into the full spray, but I walk into like the edge of the spray. That's all I need.
No, that's not how you do it.
I'm a dabber.
Oh no, you spray it. I spray it on my chest hair, and then I rub, and then I spray one on the back of my left wrist, and then I do it and do that thing, and then and then I rub it a little more into my chest hair, so I got it all.
No,
I've been
I
told,
don't think I
don't
like
spray
this
it on your.
That's too much.
I've been
That's
told,
too much.
don't spray it on your clothes because it just
Nah.
evaporates off your clothes.
Well, I just put it on my skin. Like I put it on my
you should put it-
skin.
I'm
Yeah.
more of I used to get the little vials of
Oh,
cologne.
like cheap, bullshit from
yeah.
the
Well, of
flea
course.
market. Flea market cologne.
So then
that's what we call
you
that.
give yourself like a little bit on your
Okay.
and then you'd stripe one big one down your
That's
chest.
that. I'm homeless, don't have a shower. I need to not smell like doo-doo cologne.
It was
technique.
I have been in a kitchen for 8 hours, and now we're going to drink at a bar where I don't want to smell just like the kitchen.
like
I want to smell like
shrimp stir fry or tacos or whatever.
this was back in the Cracker Barrel days, so it was more like I want to smell like. I believe I was using Aqua de Jo.
Oh, that's some real trash.
Giorgio Armani.
Yeah, that's some pretty trash stuff.
I was using that.
A little cool water, maybe.
Yeah, so I would really smell like Dracar Noir and sausage gravy.
Okay.
It was a real.
I like it.
Most.
I've
That'd
also
be good.
noticed that men's cologne usually comes in like two fragrance areas,
What?
and one is like
Gay,
the
and
wood.
one is not gay.
One is like the woodsy.
A wood gay, and
Yeah.
then not.
No, the
gay.
wood is the non-gay.
Okay,
Like
yeah.
oddly enough, the one that makes you smell like wood.
Yeah.
Is for like your natural like manly men.
Yeah.
But then there are like the fashion.
Oh, that's what I'm
colognes
into.
for
See, that's
men.
what I'm into. That's what I'm into.
And those are your like.
I'm more into the fashion
Burberrys.
ones. Yeah, I'm more into the fashion sense at this
I
point.
have a feeling Owen wore a curve as a young man.
I did
Yeah.
wear a curve.
Yeah,
I-
because you're a
you
fashion.
I like.
I almost
like,
called you the F word.
I use.
Ooh.
I also. I feel like it comes with my new musical taste as well. Since I've been in Europe, I'm all
damn
into
it.
Euro dance. Like I'm just all I can listen to at this point that I feel good about is just Euro. Like I feel good.
Owen's out here wearing cologne and
designer
listening to
cologne.
Euro dance music.
Yes, I am.
He
Yes, I am.
started the show last week, whatever you want to call it. He started with some Euro. I wasn't sure what was going to happen. I wasn't sure.
Yeah, well, this is it. This is
Oh,
Matthew,
man.
Now you know.
Matthew knows. Matthew knows. He's
I'm not mad. There's a lot of good, like, actual Euro dance music. There is.
The
There's
problem
plenty.
is I can't find any of it like that I was listening to over there. I'm like I was really into it. I was getting into it, and then I come
Those
back
are
here.
all probably like house DJs.
Yeah, but I
and
pump it.
shit.
I don't know any of their names, so I pump it into my thing, and it's just pulling up. Like I put up Euro dance, and it just pulls up shit from the '90s. I'm like, nah, that's not what I want. And like I need the new Euro,
did you-
I guess new Euro house. Is that what I need to put
Oh,
in?
and did you,
I'll try
did you
to
just
find
try-
some
did
Yeah,
shit
find
for
some
you.
shit for me. Like I need good new Euro house.
You put Euro
top,
dance music. You should.
fashionable, very fashionable stuff for me. You know,
All you
I
had to do
need
was
that.
put modern in front of your search.
Oh, is that what I need?
Yeah,
to do?
and then they're like, "Oh, he doesn't want music from the classical era."
Yeah, okay. I don't know. Are you guys scab pickers or what are you?
Yes.
How you guys feel on the
scab eater.
scabs? Scabs? What?
Scab
Eater?
eater.
Scabbed
I
ear?
mean,
I scab eater.
Oh, you're an eater.
I eat my scab.
I like to eat a good scab every once in
Dude,
a while.
I'm gonna be very honest.
Wow.
I know it.
Yeah.
I know
I
it's
thought. I mean, I know it can be gross at times, but
I'm
really,
gonna-
I like a
Scabs?
good scab eating.
Guys,
I'll do it. I'll eat my boogers. I'll eat my scabs.
I was gonna say I'm gonna be very
boogers
honest.
are a free pass. I'll give you a pass on boogers all
Free
day.
pass
but
with scabs? No, really?
Bro.
Scabs?
This is where Ty's line is drawn. Interesting.
Boogers.
I mean, I
eat
like
them.
picking scabs.
Oh.
Holy shit! I mean, there's a real good release when you pick
Oh, the pain.
a real.
the pain you get, and
I
then
like
like
it.
the instant
Yeah.
like, oh.
And
But
then you get
it's
that
all-
little bit of blood,
the-
and then you're like, kind of like,
I was gonna say
the
that was
trick is-
that was the last
trick is
one.
to get
Trickle?
it in one
Boogers?
fucking pull, though. I want to get the whole scab
Oh
in one
yeah,
pull.
a completionist. I understand that.
that's
No.
fair.
It's boogers, scabs, and occasionally like when I nick my hand and stuff.
Oh, you gotta lick that
Oh,
blood.
I'm-
You suck on it, like.
Well, that's
I've
fine.
I've sucked a
I
little
still
bit where
think
I'm like,
scab
I'm
eating
trying
is
to.
weird.
I want to get a
Fucking
little
hell.
vampiric with it, where
Oh,
I'm.
me
I want to
too.
like.
I like rubbing it on my head. I like.
Well, no, I
just-
don't want. I don't want to just like lick the little bit. I want to like give it a little suction.
Yeah.
Like get a little more blood.
Okay, we're talking the same language here. This is all right.
You guys think I'm weird for not eating scabs? Do you think that
Yeah,
is
you're
that
weird.
normal?
Yeah, you're weird. I think
Uh,
the more. All right, in population.
toenails, fingernails. I'll eat those too.
Why
No,
eat those?
no.
Why?
I'm recycling.
I
Dude,
will-
that's all protein. By the way, that's all protein and keratin that I'm just recycling back into my body.
I won't eat it. I won't eat my nails. That's where my line is drawn. No, that's gross.
Sounds like you're all weak individuals, and that's why I'm the next stage. Even
You're-
if it's a half step, I think it's better.
You're looking really fat on the camera, by the way. I'm just saying you're.
Yeah, that's the new stage of evolution.
Is that
Eat dicks.
All right, so scabs.
Some of us had to stay here in America and eat shit food and work.
Okay, yeah. The food was better over there. It's like less processed and stuff. They don't have processed food. Like it's good. Like you just eat real food, and it makes you feel better. It makes you feel
Real
better.
food,
Just,
you know.
Just letting you know that's a thing that they do. Hey guys, you know what I think it's time for?
Is it time to bring forth the clip?
Clips. Clips.
You know you want 'em, baby. You know we got 'em, baby. You know you want 'em, baby. You know we got 'em, baby. Clips. You know we got 'em, baby.
Clips. Yeah, Clips is the time of the show where we take a look at all the stuff that we find around on the internet. And tonight, well, I didn't really let our good buddy Tom know that we were doing the show tonight. So all of these were pulled by me. So you got a full Owen clip extravaganza. Now, I will preface this with I have seen none of these clips. I just pulled them willy-nilly. So we're going to go on an adventure together. And
I enjoy.
and
I
hope
enjoy.
that this works out. This one I thought was interesting by its description. It's a half-eaten fish swimming around like nothing happened, and that seems interesting to me. Let's check it out. There is a fish. Okay, hang on here. I know this is a very short clip. I've got it.
I mean, that's a pretty good chomp.
Look at that! Look at
Like
that!
out of the whole body, that's about a fifth of its body.
That's
maybe?
a lot of stuff happening there with that fish, and
It also looks like strangely like there's no organs flying out or anything.
no, you
Maybe
got him
he's
right in
okay.
the back. He's just chilling out, just floating around. Oh, did I mute you?
There we go.
You're back. Sorry.
Yeah, that is
There we
a
go.
significant portion of that fish that is just open.
Yeah, he's just swimming
But
around.
don't
though.
you think that would get infected like super duper quick though?
I mean, I'm sure that
Was
fish didn't
that
last.
the whole video?
Yeah, that was
good.
it. No, that was it. That was it. That was all you got. There's just a fish. And now, okay, here's the next one. This is this is a guy that built a houseboat, RV, ATV monster truck, and so here sounds pretty good, right?
I bet he gets laid.
Made of
Probably.
steel. It was all rusted in the bottom. It had been patched 100 times and it was still leaking. So they kind of just sold it for scrap, and I was dumb enough to buy it.
That'll be perfect.
In the fall of 2015, Dion paid $1,000 for the houseboat.
Bought a houseboat, $1,000, and
Boom.
you know.
The only thing left to do was decide what to do with it.
Initially, the plan was to just put it in the backyard as like a guest cottage or whatever, mow around it and put some flowers on it. But that seemed kind of lame, and I couldn't really figure out where to put it. So, kind of brainstorming a little bit, and I thought I'd put it on wheels so I could drive it around.
Thoughts already from this.
I kind of liked it better as the like sunken into the yard cottage. I would definitely live in that cottage.
This is way more fun though. Come on.
But then when you stick wheels on, I'm like, kind of like some wheels.
Pick it up when you're putting down type thing.
In the yard. And that kind of seemed sort of cool. But then I thought about it, and if I was going to put wheels on it, I might as well seal it up so it could be on the water again, right? So
yeah.
Why the fuck not, man?
So he wants to take a houseboat, put wheels on it, but also make it an amphibious vehicle. I think that's the concept.
Again, why the fuck not?
It escalated.
Sounds
I
like a
mentioned it to
great
friend of
time.
mine. I was looking for some tractor wheels. He told me about this sprayer that had been sitting for like 5-10 years unused. So followed up
Check
on
out
it.
them wheels.
Ended up getting an awesome deal on it.
In the spring of 2016, Dion paid $2,700 for the Big A crop sprayer, bringing the initial total cost to $3,700.
Brought it back, started the project. And
Okay,
it really
hold
is
on.
like the perfect-
My problem with all these guys who do this is like, I don't have $4,000 laying around
to dick about with.
to just be like, I'm gonna buy some random big shit.
Yo,
and see
for
if it
real though,
works.
I'm not gonna lie. Like that is real low cost for
that
what he's
thing.
got going
Yeah.
so far.
Yeah, it's super low.
You have a boat and a tractor sprayer now for under
30
$4,000.
Yeah, that's insane. So
Yeah.
this video is like 35 minutes long, and obviously we can't play all of that. So I will be skipping ahead, but
oh, kitty.
yeah, he gets like a forklift thing that ends up getting involved.
I mean, imagine just like out at the bar. Hey, girl,
Look at
wanna go?
You want to
out
go
in
back to my
houseboat?
tractor trailer houseboat?
now we can see it's taking shape, right? Like he's basically put the
So
two
it's
of them
really just
together.
a 3-wheeler. Is that right?
Yeah.
Well,
kind
because
of.
that back one,
Yeah.
the sprayer only had 3 wheels because it had a big like front wheel
Yeah.
that turned. So he's probably just mounting it on the back.
Old fire engine.
That's
Thanks for
correct.
driving,
I
man.
pulled these out of a 1980s fire truck that was in the junkyard, and just sort of retrofitted them in here to work the controls.
Boy, that is
And,
clever.
yeah, you just twist and unlock and lock. That's really handy.
So now we got that. We got they're taking a look at all the ins and outs of this thing.
Dude, it's super interesting also because like the amount of custom fabrication
That had to be done.
that has to be done to do this, because it's not just like getting everything welded onto this
It's
boat.
not bolting the thing together. It's like you got to weld it and you got to cut things and you got to
And then
make
you have
things
to wire,
fit.
and you have to wire everything.
Yeah.
Make
He
sure
probably had to
everything
replace that
functions.
whole. Like he probably replaced the whole bottom.
Dude, look at
Yeah, it
this.
looks
By
like
the
it.
end, look at this thing. It looks pretty fucking dope. And we'll see it in action here, obviously. Like, here we go.
Oh shit, he's out on the road.
He's out on the road, bro. Cruising around in this thing.
He's just cruising. It doesn't go very fast, but
No.
it's still pretty rad.
Look at it.
How do you get that thing titled though? To like,
Yeah. What is it? How do you know?
Because I'm sure they're gonna be like, can that thing sail? Like, it looks like a boat, but can
It's
you actually
cruising
sail?
pretty good now.
It's definitely chill.
I mean, so that was
I like it.
That was its first test drive. Then they obviously they do.
Oh,
a
they
big
take it out
thing.
to the marina?
Well, they got to take it out to sea. You know, why wouldn't you?
I hope the motherfucker sinks
So
the moment they
try
put
to
it in the
enjoy
water.
it, whatever happens, and really appreciate your support coming out here.
Are these Canadians?
And let's do it.
These seem like Canadians. They're too nice. I thought it was American flag. They're from up north, though. This probably happened in Wisconsin, Ty, huh? Eh? This is
Nah, I doubt it.
No?
I don't know, maybe, but
Would
I
your
doubt
people? Your people would do this.
it. They would.
Hey, good luck.
And they do, but
Uh-oh. Here we go. Look at the whole town comes out to like celebrate him. Fucking. It's.
Oh.
Something like that. All right. But now he's gonna put it in the water here, going down the boat dock.
we speed it up, man. Like hit it full throttle. Let's go.
Yeah. Let's get this thing
That
moving.
is full throttle.
I don't know. I think it's kind of dope.
I know, man.
It'll be
I
doper
like
when
it a
they
lot.
get it in the fucking water.
After about 10 years of it slowly rolling down in there.
It's a no wake zone.
All right, here we go. He's it. Oh, let's see it float. It's floating.
Hey, can we be real though? His like girlfriend or wife or whoever.
Yeah.
It's almost a nipple out of there.
Was she? I didn't see it. I need to go back and look at that. She was
It's
kinda-
New York, Aurora, New York.
Aurora, New York. There we go. Well,
I wonder how the.
oh, now he's
propulsion works.
no, he's kicking. Now he's kicking on the motors, the jet engines for the boat. Look at that.
I mean, it's gotta suck for like it probably can't go very fast in the water either though because you've got those
Oh, the
wheels.
drag, right? Or the-
yeah, those wheels are
yeah.
just dragging the shit out of that boat.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's a
it's
good point.
moving okay.
I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I'm in.
I'm in.
I wonder
I'm in.
how far you could like, you know, there's got to be a fuel tank size on that. I wonder how far you could go.
You might be able to cross Lake Eola with it. Like you might.
And then you probably have to have a gas tank waiting on the other side
Yeah.
because you can't drive
Yeah,
away.
exactly. Like yeah. Very impractical, but I like a good impractical vehicle, and I like that he took all those things and he built it together. So,
Pretty rad.
kudos to this guy. I don't know. What do you think?
I like it. I think it's a really nifty thing to get done.
Yeah.
I respect him for having all the time and energy to do that. But again, I bet the whole thing cost him probably a solid like 10 to 15 grand to get put
And that's
together.
on the cheap side, man. That's on the cheap side.
I mean, the boats are notoriously just expensive to do anything with.
So, okay, that's a pretty cool innovation. What about this new innovation here? This is a rail bike with folding outriggers. So this is a bike.
what?
So this is a bike for riding around on abandoned railroad tracks. You can just you can do that.
I want to
So
do this.
look at this. It's a
Okay.
standard bicycle.
For an old mountain bike I have.
All right.
Was trying to make something that could be folded up onto the bike and then could be ridden to and from the tracks.
Yeah.
The front roller swings down onto the track, and then you pull this lever to lock it down. With this linkage here, I can adjust how much pressure is on the front roller.
So you get what he's doing?
He's locking down that front one so he can start riding.
Exactly. So he's built a bike with an external almost chassis around it.
Yeah.
That he can throw and link up on a railroad track and now ride his bike.
I want to know where on the rail he's riding.
Well, we're about to see it. So
It's got to be directly on.
He's got see he's got outriggers to go out, right? So that like it stabilize
For the front roller, which
I
can't
don't
let
need
the
all that.
pail
All right, so
crossing
here we
crossing roads. In urban areas, there are two problems that you run into that you don't when you're out in the country. The first is that they butt the pavement up to the outside of the rails at a road crossing. And the second is that they weld grounding straps on the outsides of the
All those
rails
things would
near
fuck
road
up your
crossings.
design, yeah.
Yeah.
I guess this tells the crossing gates when a train is coming. So I had to make my locating discs on the front wheel a 1/2 inch wider to clear these grounding straps.
Makes sense. All right.
Okay, not bad.
Trains don't have flanges on the outside. They only locate on the inside of each track. But I didn't want to do it that way because I'm trying to keep this as small and as compact as possible to be able to fit on the bike.
I'm digging what he's doing.
Yeah, I just want to see it like.
You want to see it in action. There we go. He's putting it on there now.
Oh wait. Oh, so he's literally riding up on the rail.
Yeah, that's the whole point. Is he's riding on the rail. He's using the rail, and now all he's got to do is ride on the rail. With that thing is like a stabilizer, and now it's like, yeah, a bike train thing.
That is pretty fucking ingenious.
Isn't it?
Say.
I thought that was pretty fucking cool.
But I would always be scared that like I'm gonna just
slip it off,
fall off.
Yeah. Oh, see, yeah.
Yeah, because look, he's
got it on the other rail.
There's no flange on it, like he said on the other.
Yeah, on the other
on
side,
the extended
on
wheel.
his outrigger, he's got no flange, but
maybe that front like rail
that
thing is
keeps it
just
on there.
enough.
Yeah, keeps it on there. This looks pretty fucking cool.
I can see this.
So I wonder what happens when he has to get off. Like, is it like shoot, jump off, and
Oh, when a train comes? He said it was for abandoned train tracks, so you know that's kind of at your own risk here. But
it is cool, and it does look like a very like some like post-apocalyptic scavenger built that.
Yeah.
Because he's like, I ride the rails.
But that would be smart in it, you know?
Yeah.
In that world, right?
And it does seem like looks like it's working like exceptionally well.
It does.
Maybe you do just give it like a small lean over on the little outrigger side.
Maybe. Oh, but see, he was worried about that part. He made it through that, no problem.
And he does look like he's fucking flying.
He's going fast. I imagine you don't even have to steer at that point, too, right? Because you just follow the train track. The train track takes you, so you don't even have to steer. It's just you just pedal. That's what I kind of like about it. Like, oh, sketchy bridge. I like a good sketchy bridge, but not on that.
Yeah, not like that.
I mean, that's. Ooh.
yeah, it's probably fine.
Would freak me out a little bit.
I really like this idea though.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Zipping around, like we had one each. Like you went ahead of me, I went behind you, and we were just zipping around like old train tracks. Like I think that would be a fun afternoon.
Right?
Honestly, if you got a couple of these like together, and you started doing like bike tours of like old abandoned like railways here around Florida, I think that would be an interesting little like jaunt. You'd have to buy like 4 or 5 of these little rigs,
but
I think they would repay themselves with plenty of people.
I think it's a cool idea. I think it's like, I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy, but
hey, I would say we should follow up on this and see if it ends up with like a Kickstarter.
Yeah,
because that'd be pretty dope. I would gladly put one of those on my bicycle.
Yeah, exactly. Do you remember way back in the day? This the only reason I'm playing this is because it's the 10-year anniversary of the Denny's Grand Slam.
Really?
Not the breakfast, but the 10-year anniversary of the Denny's Grand Slam, where there was the concert at Denny's.
Oh yeah!
Yes. I had to play this because 10 years ago when this first came out, we were doing the show and we played it. And it's
I
10-year
do remember
anniversary,
those.
and yeah, like this is basically just a straight up fucking badass hardcore concert at a Denny's.
I had been to shows like this.
And I kind of fucking love it. We're at Denny's!
They are kind of going in.
I mean,
I have definitely worn that exact same outfit as the lead singer like 1,000 times.
I thought it was you for a little bit. Like, that.
I turn around and you just see a mustache and a nose ring, and I'm like,
Yeah.
what the fuck is up, Denny's? I wonder if they started with the first song before they did introductions.
Yes.
You know who he looks like, actually? You remember Paul?
Smooth
Nipples? He looks like Paul Smooth
Yeah, he
Nipples.
does.
He
He
looks
does a
exactly like
lot.
Paul Smooth Nipples. That's who he looks like.
And he was in bands, so I mean,
yeah, it might be him. Might be a secret project that we don't know
that
about.
we didn't know about back
Yeah,
then.
Paul Smooth Nipples, we found you out. You were the Denny's guy.
He was
all
the one
these
rocking
years.
Denny's out.
So yeah, I figured that was good to play for you. And then there was this one. Oh man, this is pretty cool. So you remember that song "Sail"? That was a huge
I think
deal.
so, yeah.
Yeah, look at these guys with a bunch of trumpets and shit. They're gonna play it. A bunch of brass instruments.
Marching band.
Oh yeah.
Well,
yeah,
at least they look like a
kinda.
marching band.
I just like this version of it. I think they did a really cool job of it.
Oh,
I think it's a
I do
gay
have some of their
orchestra.
music. Yeah.
It might be. They are too all good looking to not be gay, so I'm gonna say you're right.
It's a really well done rendition, yeah. And, well, you know it's a gay festival because all the old people there, A, look really good, and they're all too happy about it.
Yeah, you're right. I don't know what I mean about this. This version of it has the right amount of swing. You know what I mean, Ty?
Mm-hmm.
It fucks.
Yeah. It's good. So it's by I guess the artist is Mute or whatever the band or whatever the group. Yeah, Mute. But
I know
spelled,
I've seen something by them before.
I don't know.
that.
I don't know if I'm saying that right, but it's spelled Meute. So check that out. Pretty easy to find. Pretty cool. Here's my next one, and this one was my big thing of the week because Ty, when you were young, you have your own laptop, a PC laptop. When you were younger, like middle school, high school age.
Middle school, high school, I had like a regular, like desktop computer.
All right. Well, you
I
had
didn't have a
a
laptop.
computer. All right. So back in the day, did you ever install the old Bonsai Buddy? Do you remember Bonsai Buddy?
A little bit, but I didn't really keep up with it at all.
Was he the little
I feel like
gorilla?
I tried and I was done.
He was a little.
Bonsai.
He was a little purple gorilla that was like an assistant for you.
He was like a new Clippy almost.
Yeah. He was like, fuck Clippy, I'm Bonsai Buddy. Well, just check this out because apparently Bonsai Buddy was a super spy.
What?
The year is 1999, and the
Yes, it
internet
was.
has just been introduced to Bonzi Buddy.
This is.
My name is Bonzi. How are you today?
Before the YouTube videos, endless memes, and unscrupulous reputation, it was just a simple freeware program. One that promised to help users search the web, keep an itinerary, and even tell jokes and sing songs to keep you company.
I remember all this. It was the first time you could be like, hey, Bonsai Buddy, dude, dance.
Yep.
And you could make him dance and shit, and he'd fucking dance around. And then you get tired of it, and he'd like yell at you. He'd be like, I'm tired of dancing.
I don't care.
Yeah.
You
A
shut up
2004
program.
Or the jig was up, and people wanted nothing to do with Bonzi Buddy. With its deserved reputation as being a manipulative piece of adware that spied on its users. And yet, even after the public backlash and legal trouble that sank the company, the people behind Bonzi Buddy still have an online ad business running to this day. What happened?
Uh-oh.
This is LGR Tech Tales. Where
So we
take
don't
a
even
look
get into all that. But I just mainly wanted to play it because Bonsai Buddy, I remember kind of fondly. I kind of want...
Fondly?
Yeah,
I think I knew it was spyware.
Yeah,
Like,
I did too at the time, but I didn't care because he was so cute and fun.
I just wanted a friend.
I just wanted a friend. I want Bonsley Buddy back. Can I?
Even if he's spying on you?
Can you be a? We just need to make Mikey B on my desktop, and he dances around.
Great. But I'm like, I don't want to dance anymore. Owen.
Yeah.
I'm tired.
Yeah. And I poke him and make him
Stop.
dance. I poke him. I want more real world Tamagotchi humans. So I could take you and I could put him in my computer. I can make him do things.
But
like,
90% of what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna be there and I'm gonna be like eating a hamburger and then I'm gonna.
This is what I want, though.
I'm gonna be like smoking weed.
Yeah.
All the time.
Yeah, I just want to see like.
Yep.
Like I just want, and then I got Ty over here. He's like, I'm on a call. Like, and then he's like,
he's also smoking weed,
and then
though.
also smoking weed. Yeah, a lot of that.
And you're like, hey, Mike B, can you help me? I need to figure out like how to get this this plane ticket to California.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wait, what? Like now?
Aren't you already on vacation?
You just got back, dude. Like.
And then but I just see you doing that, looking at your phone, sighing, looking at your phone, sighing,
Writing something down.
Yeah, like, okay, I guess. And then
I look at it like 2 times. I'm like, oh God, hold on, man.
I feel like this is the near future with AI, though.
This is what's gonna happen. I'm gonna have an AI Mikey B, and he's gonna be there. By the way, we give everyone names on Ono Wrestling. And you didn't get one.
Mm-hmm.
There used to be a wrestler named Mike Awesome. So I have now nicknamed you Mikey B Awesome.
Mikey B Awesome, because I do be awesome.
That's what I'm saying. Mikey B Awesome.
But
It's
Mikey B
pretty
Awesome
good.
would be on your computer and you'd be like, Mike, find that, do these travel arrangements for me. And I would look at like one thing and be like, God, this sucks. Hold on. God, all right.
All right.
You said Portugal. How about we go to Madrid?
No, it's like you said Portugal, but I'm getting a lot of good results from Port St. John.
Oh, yeah.
Port St. John, Florida.
You should go there instead.
Go there,
way
man.
cheaper. Way cheaper.
And the thing is, I kind of already booked it for you. So.
So Delta, by the way. Yeah, just
You're actually just going to go to the Delta terminal, eat lunch, and then drive to Port St. John.
Yeah. You're on.
That's how I figured it out.
Okay. Thank you, Bonsai Buddy. Mike, be awesome.
And then you look at Ty, and you're like, Ty, what about you? He's like, bro, I literally had the same idea as Mike.
Look at this marketing for this thing. I stopped
Newport
it on an
Richie,
appropriate...
actually.
Oh, yeah. Take a minute and make a best friend for life. Free. Like, it literally says that. That's the tagline at the very top of their marketing.
He talks
here.
to you.
Yeah.
He can search the internet for you. He'll tell you jokes and real life facts. Wait, why did you need him to send emails for you? Like, he can't send what he can do is
he's better at emails than me. Like he just
how though?
Because he's a purple monkey and he can. It's clearly,
that does not belie confidence to your tech abilities.
Yeah,
to me.
it does for me. I want a good old-fashioned purple monkey back in, changing things. I want him on my TV every once in a while. When things go wrong, he's just like, purple monkey's up there. He's just like, you know what?
It also says
we need to bring back Bonsai Buddy.
He also says he makes your computer and the internet safer.
Oh, way more
Yep.
with spyware.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
The spyware, it's so much
so-
safer because we know what you're doing.
Yeah.
We can tell you.
Well, how are they going to fix the problem and make it safer if they don't know what the problem is? They got to know.
Right.
You know?
The sad thing is, Owen, there was somebody in court when they went to take these guys to court that was like, well, how are they going to know if we don't tell them?
Isn't this, in a sense, a very, very rudimentary early stage AI thing, though?
I think so, yeah.
Like, this is what this is, and that's, like, this
The
is
most
what
basic
the most
form
basic
of
form
AI,
of it,
yeah.
but this is what has turned into, like, those
Chat GPT.
Chat GPT type things. Like, this is what probably started some of that code. Probably started with fucking Bonsai Buddy.
Dude, you know
and I
what's,
just wanted to point that
you know
out.
what's weird? They're now in talks about having to develop governmental organizations because somebody has to start regulating AI.
Yes.
And they're like, dude, it's just too scary.
They have to. They have
Every
to. No.
simulation we run,
It
like
needs to happen.
every scenario we run turns into this goes horrendously awful for everyone, even those people who don't use it.
Moving on, another thing that freaked me out. Check out this old commercial for, I think it's insurance, or it's like, check this one out.
I'm Stanley Johnson.
From the 90s.
I've got a great family. I've got a 4-bedroom house in a great community.
Ooh. Wow.
Watch this.
Like my car?
Yeah.
It's new. I even belong to the local golf club.
So, stereotypical,
Wow.
very happy, rich white man.
Cis white male.
Happy, living the perfect suburban life. Would we
course he
not,
is.
You know? And he's got a huge smile on his face while he's doing it, while he's petting his
Probably
dog.
got a real average 5 1/4-inch dick.
Maybe.
I even belong to the local golf club.
Look at him. No, he's proud of that.
How do I do it? I'm in debt up to my eyeballs. I can barely.
I mean, there's something there.
I like the honesty. I really applaud you for the honesty, brother.
I like the twist. I like this marketing. Like,
I'm in debt up to my eyeballs. I can barely pay my finance charges. Somebody help me.
This guy's about to fucking. This is a lending tree ad. This guy's about to goddamn blow his brains out. Like,
What the fuck?
yeah, I know. This is a real commercial.
You know what sucks, Owen? I feel just like that guy.
Yeah.
Only I don't have.
You don't have anything.
Anything to cheer me up. Like the dog.
You don't even have a lawnmower to fucking roll around on, man.
Yeah, I don't even have a
lawn to mow?
I don't have a lawn to mow to take my mind off of how absolute ass my life is.
Yeah.
It's a game changer.
Sometimes
I'll tell you.
What is that time? Money? Yeah, money is an
No,
absolute
no,
game changer.
having a yard to mow and just
Oh,
sit
yeah,
on your
yeah.
mower.
I would say, so I can.
Something be said for that.
I'm honestly surprised every day that like really poor people aren't just hurling themselves off the tallest thing they can find because fuck that has to be better than being just in debt up to your eyeballs.
I like this guy's approach to it, though. He's just going to be smiling. He's going to pet his dog. He's going to pretend nothing's a problem.
That guy is literally gonna smile until the day he eats his own gun.
He is.
He's gonna smile while he's putting a barrel in his mouth. He's gonna pet his dog like 5 times and
then
like smile and then be like, "Okay,
All right.
pow."
Yeah, it's pretty much what's going to happen. Final clip of the week, though. We've got, I've always had Ty, you remember this. I was always a big fan of the Mongolian throat singing.
Yes.
Yeah.
I am too.
All right,
I mean,
so
I'm-
I think it's super metal and awesome sounding. And so they did, I found this fucking kind of mashup where it was, I guess it's not even a mashup, but it's like some dude playing guitar over some Mongolian throat singing, but it's labeled as if Rammstein were from Mongolia, like so.
That would be heavy as
Yeah. So
heavy.
I like where this guy was going with his title here, because it does sound like a bit of a Rammstein Mongolian throat singing collaboration. So. It's so metal. It's more Metallica, actually. I hear some head feel. You give me fire. Oh, Mongolian throat singing though. It is the most metal of singing, I contend.
Mongolica?
Mongolian throat singing.
Yeah, I'm just making
Oh,
I don't know
Mongolica.
if it's
Oh,
the most
Mongolica.
metal,
Alright,
but it's
that's
pretty
good.
great. It is
Thank you.
pretty good. Yeah. I'm a fan.
Give me fuel, give me fire, give me number The unforgiven. Fight with the lightning. Yeah, oh yeah. That's
Oh,
my,
if they
sorry.
if they tempo change right there and just sped it up, I'd be like, oh yes.
Is it-
Driving Mongolian throat metal.
It is a little sludgy. It is a little I do want the faster version. I want.
Or I need it to
break
way
down hard.
Well, I either need it to get a lot faster,
Yeah.
or sludge it soup and get way heavier.
But they're on to something. And I felt like you guys would appreciate. This is our final play. Ty, you're really good at that.
Let us have take it by say, take it by up, take it by live.
There you go.
I hope
That's what you're getting. That's what you're getting, guys.
I hope we get like a DMCA from some Mongolian dude who's
Oh,
like,
yeah.
don't play my fucking music on your
He's like, I was cool with everything until that motherfucker brought out a kazoo. And then
That's
someone,
so disrespectful.
Yeah, we know the Mongol. We are the throat kazoo. You can't just bring out
He's like, you know what? I almost lost it when you said Mongolica. I almost said it there, but
then I told my grandmother and she chuckled, so it was okay.
Yeah.
But after
Meemaw laughed at Mongolica, but she
Yeah.
did not laugh at the harmonica.
or the kazoo.
Or
which
the
that-
kazoo.
Anyway, yes, that was close.
You know you want 'em, baby. You know we got 'em, baby. You know you want 'em, baby. You know we got 'em, baby. Let's. You know we got 'em, baby.
Oh yeah, baby, we throw back
Let's.
Guys, I've been enjoying this evening of fun and games with you guys. There's even so much on my note sheet that I won't get to it all because we've already been going very, very long, and I definitely want to get to my very last segment, which I promised the audience that we would. I promised you all that we would, and that was the ONRS trivia game that was presented to our fans and hangers on that actually came to the ONRS perfect game 300th episode bowling tournament. Still, I believe, Mikey, one of the most successful podcast events in Orlando history. One of the most memorable, for damn sure, and had a lot of. We had some real highfalutin celebrities there. We had Big Tim Murphy was there. I mean, he was part of the show. I believe Ross was even there. I believe
the now defunct podcast BYOC being Chris Fisher.
Oh, Chris Fisher.
I actually don't think any of the podcasts that, other than Samantha's, and I don't think she was actually a podcast then.
She was. No, she was at that point. She just started. But yes, she was. Semantics had started.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think they are the only podcast left that was.
I think it's us and them. I
Yeah.
think it's us and them. Yeah. Others have gone on to do other things and they're been, whatever. But like of the original tournament, like yes, you're absolutely
Chris Fisher is now a very successful. Hold on, let me check the notes.
I heard he was
member at an Elks Lodge.
Oh, I heard he was gay. Did you hear that?
Well, I've been hearing that the entire time.
I'm pretty sure he's gay, so he's just like disguising it with the Elks Lodge.
They call it the Elks.
It's the Elks. We know where it's the Elks Lodge. Okay, Chris, we get it.
Last thing I heard, Swervy Jones painted a computer case.
I heard that. I did hear that. He got a haircut recently.
Yep, saw that.
And I'm pretty sure that one of the people on there is either dead, on meth, or in prison.
Yeah.
It's something happens there. Yeah, good on him. Go for your dreams. Anyway,
live them long enough to see them fail.
When we did the bowling tournament, we a lot of people were confused by it because a lot of people didn't actually really listen to the show. So like a lot of the people that came to the event were like,
what's going on here?
What is this? I don't know what's happening. And then they found out they had a good time, and they, subsequently a lot of them became listeners. But I had this little side game for people that weren't going to be bowling. I wanted them to have some interactive thing to do. So the concept was I would hand out a trivia game sheet of sorts, right? And that they could all place their fucking things in a poll, and that someone could be the winner of that. Well, I think I forgot about it, didn't care, or no one else cared, and so it didn't really ever happen. Like it was never part of
Owen also didn't have a real prize for it. So
I didn't have a second dick trophy to be just willy-nilly giving away.
I worked hard on that dick trophy.
Yeah, it's all he did for the whole event. I did all the planning, I did everything. And all he had to do was make a dick trophy, and it was still the hardest thing he's ever done in his whole entire life. And he
still dreams about it.
He's still it is the most taxing thing that has ever happened to time.
This guy
it was a good time making the dick trophy.
This guy was like a prop master for many productions, and still building a dick trophy was his magnum opus.
So in the process, I did create 15 questions that were all about the Ono radio show. And they were, basically if it was if you listen to the show, you should know the answers to all these questions. It was almost my little weird questionnaire as well to see, the engagement levels and things like that. This is like a pre-internet poll at an event.
This was Owen's way to talk about himself without openly just talking about himself.
Fair enough. Well, let's see how well you both do at the questionnaire. As I wrote it, let's see how well you do.
Do you hold on? Do you actually know all the answers?
Apart from one, which I'm really trying to hope that you guys can help me figure out. So when we get there, we get there. But there is one that I'm like, what?
The forbidden question.
What I was at? The forbidden. I don't even know what I'm asking. We'll get there. So number one. What insurance company's commercial inspired the name Ono Radio Show?
God.
Geico?
It was Geico, and it was the
Yeah.
pothole commercial. Oh, no, you hit a pothole and junk.
Oh, I don't even remember that commercial now.
Oh, yeah. It's I've told that story a million times, and that's where the name of the show originally came
oh,
from.
No, I hit a pothole and junk.
Yeah, you would kind of remember it because you can do it. Like, yeah, it's a Geico commercial, so good job. Point for you.
Shit.
Hey. 1. Number 2. Before the Oh No Radio show, what was Owen's podcast originally called?
Secret feelings.
No, that came later. That's
I know.
That came later.
I should have known that. Or I should have at least heard this at some point.
You should have.
Fuck you, Ben Marie.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
It's a terrible name.
I'm gonna take a pass on this so I don't get a negative.
I remember it being bad. I just can't remember what it was.
It was called The Angry Inch. Is what
I do.
the
I've
first
heard
2
that
episodes
before.
were called The Angry Inch. All right, number 3. Name the mid-show break tradition of ONRS. This is pretty simple. You should know this one, Mike.
Is it just the fuck your dreams? Is it?
No. The break tradition goes by a name. It used to. Maybe when we all did it. We're going on Smoko, motherfuckers.
Oh.
That's what 2 beers are most frequently drank on the Ono Radio show?
Bud Heavy and Coors Banquet.
There you go.
Yep. There's no denying that.
2-0. 2-0 to Mikey. 2-0 to Mikey. What?
Oh, what?
What fictional character frequently pops up in our Facebook group on Wednesdays?
Worf.
Worf. Why is on the
Oh, Worf
board?
Wednesday.
Worf Wednesdays. Need to bring that back. Who frequently wears red sweatpants?
Zach.
3-1.
God damn it.
Who pukes the most on the show?
Ty.
Me. You
4.
got. I call bullshit.
He was faster.
I'm really good at trivia.
4-1. 4-1. Okay. Who is the only guest to be kicked off the show?
Saul.
Saul. Indeed, it was Saul. Oh, yeah, well. So 5-1. Who on the show coined the term "fuck your dreams"?
Ooh.
Tom.
Yeah.
Nope.
No.
Oh.
Zach, motherfuckers.
Oh, wow.
It was Zach all along. And it wasn't about fuck your literal, like, your dreams that you sleep at night with. He was saying,
Your aspirations.
fuck your aspirations. Fuck your dreams.
Yeah.
Fuck your.
Yeah.
That came before the idea of, like, for instance, I know Tom Van hates the idea of dreams.
Yeah.
It was never that.
It's
It was fuck your aspirations. Fuck your
Right.
dreams. Like,
Right.
that's what he was
Right.
saying, and I want to make that clear. Thank you, Zach. Number 10. What always wins on the segment versus? This is the question that I don't remember the answer
What always wins?
Versus?
on versus. There was something that must always win on versus, and I've forgotten what it is. Someone out there is going to remember this. It was always a constant winner, and it always, like, whenever it got brought up, it always trumped
won.
everything. And I can't for the life of me remember it. So we're gonna skip the question because I can tell
Oh,
neither
it's
of
gonna
you
make
do.
me mad though.
Absolutely. But we're gonna have to skip the question because none of us know it. If it comes to you, by all means, shout it out. You'll get a point.
Okay.
But it has slipped all of our minds. But it was a thing that happened and was a big deal on the show. In reference to almost exactly that same question, this one was a rule of the Ono Radio show. And what town in Florida is considered by the show to be the worst place in existence?
I wanted to call Newport Richie on
It's
the last
New
answer.
fucking Port Richie. Yeah, it's Newport Richie. 5-2? 5-2? Okay.
It is a shithole.
Yeah. Very simple one. Who is the Ono Radio Show's Mile High correspondent?
Fucking, well, Duncan. I mean, it was
Thank
Duncan.
you. I was gonna say, like,
For a second, I was like, wait, man.
wait, is it
Matthew?
Matthew? No,
in Denver.
it's when it-
Well,
but
that's why
no,
I
it's
was like,
Duncan.
Yeah, no.
Matthew, but he's not on this show.
5-3. Okay, we got 3 questions left. You can tie and win this, buddy. You can get right there if you just get on this. Get them brainwaves a moving. Because this next question is about you.
God damn it.
What does Ty always steal from Owen's fridge aside from beer?
Cheese.
There was so much.
There's no denying that.
Ty's such a mooch. He could have stolen it.
It's not true. I
It's
just want the
5-4.
cheese.
It's 5-4. He's about to tie this bitch up.
no.
With 2 questions left. Okay. If you know you want them and you know we got them, what do we have?
Clips.
Oh, Mikey, you dirty man.
Clips.
Okay, you can't.
Bring forth the clips.
He can't win. But
Unless
Ty,
the last question is for all the marbles.
Okay.
I don't know why. I could have just won, Ty. I hate you and myself.
No, you could have tied me, is what would have happened.
For all the marbles. For all the marbles.
The reactor noise?
Yeah.
The reactor just went critical. Answer the question.
What secret society does Ty belong to?
The lizard society. He's a lizard person.
I can't talk about it. I lose by default.
That's Ty's Fight Club. Mike B, been on the show less time, still the more knowledgeable member.
Man, I didn't know it was a speed contest at first. I'm over here like, I know the answer, but I don't
What are we
gotta
supposed to
yell it
just
all
wait
fast.
for each other and be like, have a consensual discussion? Like, I knew it first. You know that.
Mikey, I think I did that the appropriate way, did I not?
Oh,
I mean,
that was a beautiful competition.
Yeah.
The greatest competition.
The best
The
competition,
best, the biggest, the most prestige.
We still cannot figure out how
We
what
didn't
the
even
segment
know one of
versus
the
was,
questions.
or who was the ultimate winner that always won. Man, we need to figure that out. So if any of you know that and we can figure that out, that would be great.
Please.
My camera fucking
Send
sucks.
an actual letter to the studio. You'll have to figure out how to do that. I purely mean some of you just don't know how to write letters.
Oh, that's definitely the case.
The first question's really driving me nuts. I'm still...
Yeah, I
What
can't remember. I
always
can't remember
wins?
what always wins. I don't remember what it was. Tom will know. Tom will know this. This is one that Tom will remember. I feel like this is his region of Ono Radio Show lore. Samantha might remember. I don't know. There was always something within verses.
Yeah.
And I can't remember what the thing was. That it was the
trump card of everything.
You know, above everything there was this, and it slipped all of
pissing
our
me off.
minds. It'll come
Shit.
to us. We'll figure it out. While probably we're not doing shows, and it'll come to us, and we'll say it next week. But I do think it's time that we wrap things up for the evening. We've done a great load of content for you, and
It's been so long. You've
I
been
mean,
vacationing so hard. I mean,
this is so tough for me. Like you
Ty, you didn't see it, but on break, I literally saw Owen on Travelocity on his phone, trying to book a vacation from just doing one show.
I was actually on the phone with Idris Ibra, or whatever his name is.
Idris Elba?
From Booking.com. I was on the phone with
He
him.
answers the phone?
Yeah, he calls. When he called, I was on the phone with him.
That's a
and,
bad contract they got.
Yeah, he's busy. He's got a lot he has to do.
I literally have 15 other people on my line.
Hello. Okay. Right. Yeah. Okay. So You're right.
Port St. John, Florida.
Greece.
It's not
is
a
it?
real great destination,
I
bro.
thought you were going Greece, Owen. Wait, all right, man. Fine.
We can
Fort
send you an
Lauderdale,
Uber. It's going to cost you about $200 whole round trip.
Got you covered. Got you figured out. Here you go.
Got you sorted, mate.
Got you sorted. Done deal.
Bookings.com.
Easy peasy. Bookings.com. 400 out the door. You're done, babe.
See, and that's beautiful.
That's it. Is that a good eat, bro?
I don't think you just call him Ibra now.
Yeah.
You must really know him.
Yeah, I am.
Only real, true Booking.com Idris Elba fans
Just call him
Ibra.
Just call him Ibra.
I don't even know how how you hyphenated it like that to get it to be Ibra.
Well, you don't know how my brain works, and that is why that's the best thing that we
Can
can
we
ever
start
go
calling?
out. No, that's how we go out of here. I'm sorry. You can call him whatever you want.
Can we put him in an English tracksuit and then start calling him Idris Elbruv?
I like Elbruv. Ibra is going to be my name for him forever. But Elbruv is pretty damn good, too. That being said, boys, girls, ladies, anything else? All the other ones that are out there now. Hey, folks. Is that what people say now?
I like to just call them folks.
Yeah.
Folks.
People.
If you
Hey,
were,
people.
If you were listening tonight,
Hey, humans.
and you really, really enjoyed what you were listening to,
how couldn't
because we're back again, and we're back at it, baby.
And I'm back, and I'm better than ever.
Yeah.
Like, I'm back, and I'm better than ever.
Yeah.
And I'm just,
So if you really fucking like what you all just heard,
yeah. Well, you did. We know you did.
Go over to patreon.com/ONRS. Throw some freaking
Oh,
dollars
give me
at
a lot
us.
of money. I'm tired of
Throw
asking for
so many dollars.
No, fuck this. Like, give us $2, $3, $5. No. Give me like $150. Like, if you've got an extra
We'll make
$100,
it worth it.
Yeah, you give me more money. I'll talk about you too. If you give me money, I'll talk about you. I'll talk with you. Like, you might even just give me money. Come on the show. Whatever. I don't care.
If you get past the secret non-disclosed amount, you get to come into the show and listen. I'll even eat an onion in front of you for the right amount.
Yeah.
But I'm not telling you the amount. You just have to donate until
Once
we
you donate,
get there.
exactly, and then that will happen. Thank you, Mike. That was a really good plug. Things that we also need to plug are our Twitch, twitch.tv/ONRS Live, because we do this. Whenever we do it live, baby, we do it live, and we do it over on Twitch. And it's a fantastic product, I dare say. You know, sometimes my camera freezes, but you can deal with that because ultimately you're going to get all the clips, all the awesomeness that is the Ono Radio Show. So if you are listening to us on the podcast, try and check us out live. Speaking of the podcast, ONORadioshow.com. Anywhere you find podcasts, just find Ono Radio Show. And boys, what do we say when we get out of here? Eat a bag of
dicks. Eat a bag of dicks.
Elton Satan. All over your dear. Let it eat.
Eat the bag of dicks.
Get a Philippine burrito. Poke on that burrito. You're gonna poke it. You're gonna smoke it. Smoke it, enchilada sauce. Hit it with the enchilada sauce. Forever.